we have any authentic reference for? Yeah, you have the Quran. I mean, the Quran says Allah will take, Allah will delete whatever shaitan he throw in. So what do you want more? The Quran itself confirmed that shaitan he throw in the mouth of Muhammad. Otherwise, Allah will take off what? Nothing. If I say to you, I will take, don't worry, I will take the dirt which shaitan throw in. That means shaitan throw in. Otherwise, I will take what? Plus all the hadith, you know. But the Quran is alone is enough. And for sure, Muslims always, they would try to find an excuse, you know, to get away from stupid things Muhammad did. This is what Islam is about. Is how to get away from the stupidity of this man. You know, he's suffering from mental illness, obviously. In the same time, he tried to be smart to save himself. So he come with those. Oh, Shaitan, he put it in my mouth. But you know, this is in this case, as long Shaitan he can put in his mouth, and then it took the angel a few weeks to come to him and tell him, oh, this was from Shaitan. Where was Allah all this time? You know. And why Muhammad did not notice that this is Quran? Isn't it the Muslim they say nobody can make Quran like Allah Quran? This is in chapter 22, verse number 52. Yeah. Do we have any Muhammadan? Yeah, imagine they say to you, like yesterday, the guy, he came to me, remember? He said to me, impossible to make Quran. And then okay, hold on. As I know, I have an aunt, she make Quran. And then he says to me, the most funny, stupid answers Muslim, they always come with it. They say Allah is quoting the ant. I mean, have you ever heard of such an answer? Allah is quoting the ant, but still, this is the Quran of the ant. Nobody can make Quran like this. That's what they say. And then the second you show them that this is the ants is saying, this is the bird is saying, this is the Sulaiman is saying, you know, even Shaitan he made Quran. You know, even Shaitan in the Quran, his word is there. Like Allah, he said to Shaitan, why you don't bow down to Adam? He says, you created me from fire, you created him from mud. What a nice argument. No, Shia is very easy to, both of them, they, you know, you see, when somebody want to lie, you cannot debate a liar. I say that many times. Shia or Sunni. But you can get them busted. So if a Shia is say, it doesn't say that CP, then you show him his reference. He can still deny it, you know, but it's we get the reference. Who is the real father of Muhammad? Nobody knows, but I believe, based on what I learned, most likely it is Waraq ibn Nawfal. Because anytime Muhammad, even when he was a kid, is lost, they find him with Waraqah. If you have my book, you will find that the sister of Waraqah, she offered herself to Muhammad's father when he was in his way to sleep with the mother of Muhammad. Even it says that she offered him 100 camel, which obviously is a stupid story to believe. I mean, 100 camel, you can buy a town. Even now, camels are not cheap, you know. Especially at that time, if you own 100 camel, that means you are very, very filthy, you know, rich. It's like owning Amazon at that time. So, the one who sent his sister to sleep with the man in order not to sleep with that woman, I believe he was sleeping with that woman too. The Arab before Islam, they used to do marriage. It's called Zawaj al-Raht. Raht. Let me type it for you. There's many forms of marriage, but this is one of them, what is very famous, the most popular. Rahat in Arabic, a group of men. So the women she marry, 5, 6, 7, 10, which means she share bed with them. And then when she have a child, she is the one who decide who is the father. And my stomach making noise. I hope it's not coming in the microphone. Is it coming? My stomach is sinking. So when she deliver a child, she say it's you, and he have to accept. That's it, even if it's different person. However, the Muslim book says clearly that Muhammad was born 4 years after his father's death. That alone is enough to prove to us that Muhammad's father is not Muhammad's father. Yes, Mr. Levent.
Hello, CP. I have a quick question.
All right.
It's like I support your claims about the Israel-Palestine situation, right? So I'm
Uh-huh.
not like trying to be Abdul and be, an idiot.
I understand.
It's basically um I've heard a lot of claims saying that Matthew's 23 verses 37 to 39 say that basically the Jews don't like no longer own the land. Like this is not my claims, just what I've heard.
In Matthew 23,
Verses 37 to 39.
yeah. And can you read it for us?
Yeah, here, just give me a second. Basically, it says, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you, who often I have longed to gather your children together as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings, and you were not willing. Look, your house is left to desolate, which basically means abandoned. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord."
Okay, but how is that? Is
I don't know.
this?
This is not my claims. Like it's
Yeah,
just what I keep hearing from like a
yeah.
lot of people.
People they can say. People say stupid things, and especially those who support those terrorists. But
Yeah, it's just because.
in fact, the verse itself clearly it says that the Jews will be in Jerusalem when the Messiah come back. It's in front of you,
Yeah,
right?
I think they probably believe that because of 38, where it says like the word desolate, which kind of means abandoned, and so like they probably think,
It doesn't matter. When Jesus he spoke to them, their houses is not desolate. It's not destroyed. And he said to them in the same time, you will not see me enter, right? So he will come back to them, and they will see him again.
yeah,
Yeah. Same time, uh, the Messiah he is using an Old Testament, statement about gathering the children of Israel like a chicken gathering her chick. And even Muhammad he copied that from the Quran. So the Bible prophecies always have to be fulfilled. And yes,
yeah,
the children of Israel they came back to their land, and between them there is good and bad. There's many of them they become Christians. There's many of them they are not. There's many are homosexual. There's many, as in every community. There's all kind of good and bad. So when somebody says such a thing, that is a very silly statement. And
because it
have
was said by like actual like people that like with like a voice, if you know what I mean, like, and
actual what?
actual fathers.
Actual. So again.
Like like people with like a community, you know what I mean? Like actually, like people kind of like you or like Mohammed Hijab that have a huge audience.
Actual community like me and Mohammed Hijab. What does that mean?
Like I mean, like people with like a huge audience. My bad. Yeah, like I'm saying, like people.
And
So like famous people basically.
what famous people? We are not famous. What famous mean? What famous mean? This is actually, you see, this statement is not really right. If there is, this singer, I made a video about her, Tyler.
Yeah.
I never heard of her before. Just 2 weeks ago, first time. But she's famous for
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know, 100 million people, right?
Yeah.
But she's not famous. So famous uh, is a relative who care, about certain thing. Then he will find out about you. If somebody is a chef and he care, and some people they care for much for food recipe, then he will become famous because this is their interest. So the word famous doesn't make you good or bad. It can be actually the
Of
opposite.
course.
Usually famous. It come with the scandals, with being the good ones,
Mhm.
and I'm being very honest with you. The good ones is the last ones who people hear about.
Of course.
Okay,
You're
so
trying to silence the good people. Yeah.
no, no, no. It's the good ones is the last one. You will not hear about them. Why? Because they are not doing anything special. They are
Yeah,
normal, average
exactly.
people. When you
Yeah.
are If I drive in the highway right now, if I take my car, go in the highway, and I drive in the opposite direction, I will be famous in 2 seconds. But not because I'm smart, but because I'm being so stupid. You know, radio station
Yeah.
will start saying, "Hey," and police they will talk to each other. There's an idiot in the highway. They go driving in the opposite direction. Warning, send warning in the radio station to everybody. So you can become famous, but doesn't make you something.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, it's not
Yeah.
up to them. The Old Testament make it clear that. God the Father, he promised the Jews, he said, this is your land. And not only that, from the river to the sea. You see, when the Jews, they say, uh, when they say, and not the river of Jordan, from the river of Euphrates, you know.
Yeah.
So they have to deal with it. When you go against Israel, you are not going against Israel. You are going against God. As
Thank you.
simple as that. Even if the Israeli are many of them, they are not doing the right thing. It's God. They are the one who the first and the unique nation in the world who worship God, the true one. Uh, Sometimes they go down, sometimes they go up, sometimes they are right, sometimes they are wrong. No problem. But this is the case for all of us. Uh,
Mhm.
but still, they are unique. God, He promised them, and God never broke His promise. And this is why, after 2,000 years, still they got their land. It's not easy to get
Yeah.
your land after more than that, actually, because the Roman was occupying their land for a long, long time before that. So they took it. They took the land back after like since they lost it. Since the Roman invasion until recently, 70, 75 years or 70 years, they lost their land, and now they have it back. Why? Uh, Simply because of God's promise. It's not because of man act. For sure, man act. All lead and work with God's promise.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't want to waste your time because like there's other people waiting. Shukran.
No
Shukran.
problem. You are welcome.
Just to
Uh,
let you know, I'm not Muslim, but I wanted to, remind you that this Mohammed guy is a Muslim. Just yeah.
no problem. He is welcome. Go ahead, Mr. Muhammad.
Oh wait, Mohammed, do you know how to turn push to talk on? He probably didn't
Yeah, he
turn
did.
it
He did.
on.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
he did. Just let him give
Okay.
him a chance to talk. Go ahead, Muhammad. Hello, Muhammad. Hello? All right, Mohammed, fix your microphone and let me know. If you go to Genesis 15, you will find the covenant of God with Abraham. And then you will see that God, he gave him the promise. And they have it. And they will not lose their land until God, he decide that they will lose their land. For some reason, maybe. However, all prophecies lead that the Jews will have their land back, and they did. And anyone he claimed to be Christian and he go against what the Bible says, he is no Christian, as simple as that. Same time, I mean, all of us, we know this is the land of the Jews. You know, regardless of, you know, the Bible and verses and he say, she say, you know, even the Quran, chapter 5, verse 21, make it clear that this is a land assigned to the people of Moses, the Jews, the children of Israel, specifically. So even the Quran. Are you there, Muhammad? Okay, I will mute you, Muhammad, just for a minute, because I want to go to the kitchen. I have my 72 maids. They went vacation, you know. So I need to make my first cup of coffee is over. And I need to make the second one. All right, I'm back. I turned the machine. I have my coffee ready to be made. I have a machine which is make a Greek coffee, and you do not need to watch over it, which is very good. You know, Greek coffee, if you put it in the stove, it can make a mess if you don't watch it, because why not streaming a Rambo? I'm using this computer, and the software I use for Rambo doesn't work here, you know, sadly. And are you there, Mohammed? Anyway, we will post this in Rambo later. We are recording the screen, so later we will post it. Are you, Mohammed, there? Hello? Okay, Mohammed. Let me know, Mohammed, when you are ready. Look like you are not able to talk. So anyway, going back to Genesis, it says, on that day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham and said, to your descendant I gave this land, from the land of Egypt, you know, all the way to Euphrates. So look, you know, carefully. The land is not only Israel. So Israel will expand and will go back where it was in the time of David again. Let us see, we have somebody. Othniel, go ahead.
Hello, Ahlan.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Fine. Are you Lebanese?
I'm actually Israeli. I'm, you know, my roots go back to Lebanon and Syria. My family moved in within the area in like the early 1900s and the middle 1900s.
You remind me of someone. His name is a Christian Prince. He is a black, blonde African American from Japan.
Islam.
Well, you're welcome, my friend. What do you like to say to us? Go ahead.
Yes, I am actually an ex-Druze, Drzi yani, and I've converted to Christianity. I have been actually talking a lot with my other friend regarding sin and whatever. By the way, I've left Drew's religion when I was like 13, 12, and I officially testified when I was 14.
Okay.
So my question is, this might sound like a really silly question, and so me and my friend were talking, and he basically said, if Mary or Paul or whatever one of the apostles were suspicious of Jesus, they would have basically been to hell. So just because of Mary have given birth to Jesus, that does not mean that grants her salvation. Basically, salvation is by faith and not by works.
Okay.
And yeah, basically being born as the mother of God, that does not apparently grant.
All right. Let me get
yeah.
my coffee and get back to you in a second. Okay. The
Yes,
coffee is
of
ready.
course. Thank you.
All right. I will go back when we started. You said if, right? If.
Yeah, if like it's also if, but they were also like making the argument that let's say that they didn't believe in him, and
Yeah.
they would
But you
basically.
know, but I don't know who is. I don't want to be rude, but the one who says this if is silly because the if is invalid as long as people they are gone, and they never did the if. So what this if for? Secondly, Mary, when the angels came to her, they said to her, "Blessed you are Mary." You know, so she is blessed
Yeah.
already, and she is chosen by God Himself. So God make a mistake when He chose her to be the mother of of Jesus. There's no way. So obviously, she is a unique woman, and she is a chosen, and she is blessed, and she confirmed the blessing. If you remember the
Yes.
story about Mary, when there was the wedding, she came to the Messiah and said to him, "They are out of wine, you know. They are out of wine." And then he says, "It's not my time yet, women." But yet the Messiah, he converted the water into a wine. Here you notice that Mary, she knew who is her son. Otherwise, what does have to do with him? Okay, I am in the wedding, you know, and they are out of wine. So what is the exactly? But she knew that he is, who can make command and make the water into wine, or he can make command for anything. So she knew that what he's capable of. She knew, she believed in him very well, and she's asking for something nobody can ask for. So obviously Mary is a believer, is decent, is blessed, and she's chosen women. So all of those things is amazing things. I don't have them, you know. Like I can say I'm blessed because I'm Christian, but I'm not chosen, you know. And the angels did not come to my mom to tell her, "Hey, you will going to have a son. His name is a Christian prince, and he's crazy," you know. Sometime, they did not, you know. So she is a very unique woman. And when people they say if, etc., we go now to Paul, etc. The word if here is invalid again. Why? Because it's stupid. If I am now a bad person, I will go to hell. So what? But Paul and the rest of the disciple, they are not the same as Mary, because Mary, she been chosen from heaven before the angels came to her. The disciples, they've been elected in the, let us say, in the point, or in the present, and they have a freedom to be with the Messiah, to accept or to refuse. Right? The angels did not appear to them. Nobody came to them, says, "Hey, there's a person, his name is the Messiah, will come to you and you should act." No. So different story. And this is why we see Judah, you know, he betrayed Jesus. So now if Judah did not betray Jesus, Judah will be a disciple. So their if is very silly, because this is the case for anybody. But in the case of Mary, if Mary, she commits sin, or she was not a believer, for sure she will not, but God, he chose her, so how she can be a wrong decision of God? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
It's like saying if God is stupid, he will choose Mary, who is not going to be good. That's what it means. So they are just being silly. You know, there's people, they Like the Greek philosophers in the old days, they used to gather to debate, but not for something serious, just to practice the skill, like, to increase their skill of debate. It's not because they are really debating about something, like you are right and I'm wrong. It's about, let's open a topic which can be silly, but we want to debate about it, And this is what the point of this question. It's a silly, as you said in the beginning, you said it's silly. I have to agree,
Yeah.
If I was a blue, nobody will see me red.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Might also have another question. That is the last question. I am actually, I know you are against it, but to say the church names, but I am the Syriac Orthodox Church, and I have noticed something that in our churches, we renovate, of course, renovate a lot of the, we excel a lot of the saints. That's correct. So what is the story of the father of Mary, Jehoiakim? Why is he, excelled in or revered in the churches, if I may ask that?
I think this is all is a tradition. When in the old days, when let us say there is someone is a very well educated and he's smart and etc., and then he write a book, and then people, they love this book and they love what he said, so he's convincing. So somebody convinced the group that he excelled. But for me, I mean, I don't see the reason. Simply, okay, he's a good guy, no problem, but why he excel? I don't see any reason, But for them, I'm sure they will give you 1,000 reasons. But for me, I don't find those reasons are important. Same time, why he is even important for me is not. You see, Mary, because she is the woman who God chose her. So I'm not the one who chose that she is important. It's God who chosen her to be important. But God did not choose her father. Yeah. He did not. He chose her. So the chosen one and the one who have a part in the, let us say, in the mission, those are important for us in the church. Like Paul is important. Why? Because he's Paul.
Yeah.
So
because they're the apostles that gave us the scripture.
Yeah, and they are the one who paid their life to. It's not just give us scriptures. I mean, those people, they are so much believers to the point they are willing to go and risk their life. Like Paul, he went to Jerusalem even though he knew if he go there, they will kill him. So so there is people, they are important because they have they accomplished something. I don't know about the father of Mary. However, all those things, I advise you not to focus on them, because this is nothing to do really. I mean, this does not affect our faith and salvation. If I am, if I elevate, like I say, okay, he's an amazing man, or not. I'm sure he was a good man. I'm not saying that, but it's not important for me. It's not important even to say his name. You see, even when I talk about Mary, it's not important for me to mention Mary if I want to talk about salvation, because my salvation is coming from Christ, not from Mary.
Yeah.
Mary,
yes,
she's a chosen by God. She's a wonderful woman. She's a blessed, obviously, and she have the most honor between all human, not only women, because God Himself is born from a woman, not from a man. So she is who she is, but still she is not my salvation. My salvation, there's only one person. Like, when the Messiah, he entered the house of this woman, and he said to her, Martha, Martha, you are busy with many things, but the important is one. So I advise you not to be the same as Martha. Martha, she is so excited, the Messiah is there, but instead of sitting in front of him, to talk to him, she want to clean and she want to do things, and she want to etc. to welcome the guest. But the guest is more, his presence is more important from the ceremony, or to show that we elevate you. He is important in a special way. So don't focus on those things. This is my advice for you, and I don't care for them. For me, I will not even go and read a book. If somebody write a book 1,000 page, about this man or that man, and all of them, they are great men. I will not even go and read. I will read the Bible. I will not waste my time,
Yeah.
To read about, unless I am a person like to have extra education. No, that's a good thing,
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That is also a problem that I kind of had as well. Like,
So you
I
are
was in the Israeli army, and I also had this talk quite a bit with my fellow Jewish soldiers that were with me in the squad. We spoke a lot about religion and stuff, and we kind of got down to this kind of talk, which I did not know how to answer properly.
you are in Israel. You are in Israel now?
No, not at the moment, but I was like a couple years back. I was in the army for 3 years and in the front line and everything. So
I invited some official to join us in our program, but nobody respond. There is someone respond and says, but I don't know if he is really official or not. If you know somebody official he like to join us, to support Israel, is welcome.
that would be kind of, I know some people, but that would be kind of difficult because their statement would be taken as an official statement.
Well, official, why not? I mean, we are here to. Everybody is going against them. They need support, and
Yes.
we can go live in YouTube in this case because in there we have 156,000, 7,000. We can go live, and they will have a good audience. Don't they want to explain their position?
Yeah, of course. I'll try and see what I can find.
Tell them,
but aside
whoever
from
you
that,
speak to, Christian Prince is inviting them. Even if we can, the speaker, we will not speak in, we are not going to debate Muslims if the guest was us. We are going to ask him why, and we will support them, and we will give our reference to prove that this is the land of the Jews. That's all.
Yes. Yeah, I will check and see what I can find, and maybe I can send you a message to update you on it. But aside from that, I'm really thankful that you answered my questions, and thank you for this small talk that we could create. And yeah,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
بس تكون بخير.
Take care. God bless.
Yeah. Bless.
All right. We have Mohammed. Let's see if Mohammed is back. Mohammed, are you there, my friend? Always focus, some people, I don't know why, you see, like in the old days, and this is my own opinion, it's like, we are bored. So let us study every single person and let us see how we can elevate this person in our churches. But all of this is not important. We have only one master.
Hello?
Yes, Mohammed, how are you doing?
Can you hear me now?
I hear
Sorry
you.
about that before. I don't want to waste your time.
No problem, but but I was calling you many times, but you did not answer, so it's all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's an issue on the app. Doesn't accept my earphones for some reason. It's very weird. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So what do you like to say to us, Mohammed?
Yeah. I just want to say I took my Shahada last week. My main issues. I used to be actually evangelical Christian. I don't know what sect you are of Christianity, but I used to be Christian. My biggest reason for converting was the Trinity didn't make sense. I couldn't understand. It just didn't make logical sense to me. That's my. I'll give you that. My thesis.
I like what you said, but is God is logical? I mean, if there's any logic that there is someone, he can say to the dead, come from the grave, and he come out. So how come your logic work only in certain cases? It's not logical that God can make a blind see by putting some mud in his eyes, or even Jesus, like if you don't call him God now. So I see, I don't want to be rude to you. The way I speak, I don't know if you know me. I speak straightforward, I don't sugarcoat. But it is silly that when we want, we seek logic. When we want, we go deaf or blind. Is it logical that Allah, he made Jesus, the creator, he can create from the mother bird, that make him a creator. He can heal the leper, he can heal the blind, he can raise people from death, and he is right now alive in heaven, and everybody is dead. So is that logical? It's not.
Well,
Is it logical
I
that
mean, in a
Jesus
sense, it should
is
be.
okay? What is the logic in Islam? Now you are a Muslim. You said you converted. I'm not going to say you are lying or saying the truth. It's up to you. But is it logical in Islam that Jesus have no father?
I mean, like if it like separate from religion, like just talking kind of God,
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no.
God,
Don't
like
separate. Don't
general.
separate from religion. Give me the answer. I want you to give me a religious answer. Your answer doesn't matter. I'm not asking you to separate anything. Is it logical in Islam? In Islam, that means religious now. Is it logical in Islam that Jesus have no father?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we believe in Tawheed, so oneness of Allah,
What does
and
have to do with Allah being
humanity.
1 or 2 or 7? My friend, listen carefully. Focus with me, please. I'm not asking you if Allah is 7, 11. I'm asking you, is it logical that Jesus, the person Jesus, he's born, he's the only one is born, but yet he have no father. So I'm asking you, in Islam, what is the logic for Jesus to be born without a father?
Well, the Holy Spirit, like Gabriel, he
What does have to do with my
prayed.
question, my friend? Why Jesus? I'm not asking you who came down and the Holy Spirit became Jibril now. There's no verse in the Quran saying that. Focus with me, please. What is the logic behind Jesus have no father? You see, Adam have no father, but this is normal because Adam is the first man. He's not born. So Jesus is the only one is born without father. Why? Give me a reason.
Okay, then God. There has to be only God.
What?
The only reason you can have, like no father is because God did it. Like he created a person
No.
with,
First of all, my mother, she can claim that when she gave birth to me, she never met a man. So this is a miracle nobody can see. And God do not need all of this. Why he did it only to Jesus? Okay, why he did not make Muhammad? So let us say ever prophet, then he have no father.
Okay, Jesus is special. Jesus is special. That's the reason
Okay,
why.
thank you very much. But what make Jesus special in this case now? He have no father. Do you know?
Because he's the Messiah. Like he's gonna come and heal like the Hijab and stuff like that. Like he's gonna,
I don't know. I think you are very much confused. Muhammad, he says, كل ابن آدم خطاء. Every son of an Adam is a sinner. Is Jesus the son of Adam?
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable in that. If he was, well, he wasn't born of another human, so technically he wouldn't be. Well, I mean, actually married, so yes, he would be considered a descendant of Adam.
How
yes.
If he have no father, isn't it the Quran says?
Isn't
it the Quran? What?
Mary is still a human being. Like she's still
doesn't matter.
Descendant of Adam.
Doesn't matter. Even the Quran confirmed that he is the word of Allah sent down to Mary. So where was Jesus was in before he became in the womb of Mary? He was the word of God sent down. So the Messiah, and this is what the Bible confirmed in John chapter 1 verse number 1. In the beginning it was the word, and the word was what God, and the word was God. And in verse number 14, and the word became a flesh. So Muhammad is copying the Bible. So Jesus was in heaven as the word of God. The word of God became a man. So the word of God exists before Mary exists. And the word of God exists before Jesus was born. And the word of God is Jesus. And this is what the Quran is saying now. So
wait, what does the Quran say? Jesus was before everyone, like he's like God.
Your voice is cutting. Are you using the internet of the neighbors?
Sorry. I was asking, where does the Quran say Jesus is God? And make sure he's like, the Quran says he's just a prophet. Like, obviously he's special, but end of the day, he's human. Like,
you are bringing me a book. You are bringing me a book made by a silly person. All of it is full of stupid mistakes, historic mistakes, scientific mistakes, all kind of mistake, and says to me where in the Quran it says. However, as long you ask for it, will you get? In the Quran it says they took their monks and their rabbi as gods instead of Allah and the Messiah. The Muslim, they try to fix it, and this is in chapter 9 verse number 31. They say this is a grammar issue. When he said in the Quran they took their monks and rabbis as God, instead of Allah and the Messiah, he don't mean that the Messiah is a God. So they try to fix it, but the verse, if you read it, anyone who speaks Arabic, it says, they took their monks and their rabbis as gods instead of Allah and the Messiah, the son of Mary. So the Quran confirmed that in the Quran.
From the scholars?
Huh?
Does the tasfiyah for the verse you're quoting, does it say what you're saying? Like
no, for sure, the Muslim, they will try to duct tape, but the Arabic is so clear. The Muslim, they will try to duct tape because this is an obvious stupid mistake. Same time, Muhammad is sinner in the Quran. Everybody is sinner in the Quran, except Jesus.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Muhammad is sinner. Like, he had to repent 70 times a day.
So do you agree that Jesus is not a sinner in the Quran?
Probably not. Yeah, I wouldn't say he sinned.
Yeah, chapter 19, verse 19 says it clearly, he is a holy son. However, as long Muhammad is a sinner and Jesus is not, Muhammad is said that when Shaitan, he try, when a person is born, Shaitan, he touch him in his peninsula, except two, he could not. Jesus and Mary. Why? Why Shaitan cannot touch them? Which means he cannot hurt them with sin.
No, that's by Allah.
Why? Why such a thing can happen to Muhammad? My friend, I don't know, you are not listening. Why such a thing can happen to Muhammad, and including me and you and everybody according to Muhammad, except two, Jesus and Mary?
This is God's plan.
Thank you very much.
I guess he decided.
Okay, so why God's plan is the following. I will not let the Shaitan get close to Mary or to Jesus, but he can get close to Muhammad, to Christian Prince, to Moses, to Abraham. He can get close to everybody. Why? Give me the answer.
I mean, I don't know, actually. I wouldn't know how to answer that, to be honest, if I'm being honest.
My friend, you believe in a satanic, demonic, stupid religion. Nothing there make logic, because simply Muhammad is just trying to copy from us what we believe, and the more he talk, the more he make poo-poo. The only reason for Satan not to affect a person if he is perfect and holy. So every Muhammad himself, he said, if you go, and this is Sahih hadith, you can go to At-Tirmidhi as an example, hadith number 2499, or book Ahmed 13049, or Ibn Majah 4251. Every son of an Adam is a sinner, except the one who is not son of Adam. And this is why Jesus is a son of no man. He is the son of God. And this is why the Messiah never commits sin, never did sin, and right now he's in heaven. Why is he in heaven right now in Islam? No Muslim can explain. He says to you, there's a plan. No. You see, to be in heaven, first of all, you have to be qualified.
I agree.
The Bible says,
if you're reading purely from the Bible,
hold on,
you would get Jesus as God. If you're going only to the Bible, I don't.
No, hold on. Don't go to the Bible right now. Why Jesus right now in heaven? A human being, according to Muslims, he have to go through something it's called muthar, which means you have to be like you go through fire, and the fire burn you, and etc. And then depend on how much sin you do, and then the fire will cleanse you. You will suffer a lot, etc. Depend on how much bad you are, and then you will be qualified to go to heaven. Jesus did not go through any of this. Why? Because he have zero sin. Right now he is in heaven, living there for thousands of years.
At least something you can clear up for me. Like, so, like, how would you explain, like, I think it's a typical, this is nothing I hadn't raised up. It's something like a lot of people raised up, and it's probably been answered. I don't know if the answer's out there, but, like, why didn't, like, Jesus, for example, like, know the hour? And, like, in the Gospels and stuff, like...
Well, if you read the same chapter, okay, Allah do not know the hour. Just to answer you, if you go in the Quran, every single verse, Allah do not know the hour. Why? When Allah, he said, the judgment day is near and the moon split asunder, that was a false prophecy about the judgment day approach. Because first, the moon did not split, and no science can confirm that. And according to Mohammedans, the moon split two pieces to the point you can see the Mount of Hara clear. So like there's millions of miles between the two parts of the moon. But nobody in the world saw such a thing. No historian, This is the moon. If the moon is split at night, all of Persia, because they have the same time zone, Persia, Egypt, India, all of them, they will see it. Nobody saw, nobody report, not the Hindu, not the Christians, not the Jews, not the, because everybody would be amazed by such a thing. So the Quran is a stupid book. It was an eclipse. And here Muhammad, he make it clear that Allah told him that this is a sign of day of judgment. Did the day of judgment happen? No. Muhammad, he says, Liyushikna Isa, the Messiah, soon, very soon, is going to descend among you. Among you. Not in the future. He's talking to the people in front of him. Among you. Did Isa descend among you in the time of Muhammad? No. So obviously Muhammad is a false man. And when you mentioned to me in the beginning that the Trinity does not make sense, I don't know how, you know, I don't want to be like speaking to you as a bully, but Muslims, they hunt in people who have a low IQ. And obviously you have a low IQ. Because how in the world you are asking God, who you call him Almighty, how you can be 3 and 1? Well, God, he can, because he's Almighty. What makes sense? Let us discuss.
Okay, but
let us discuss
like,
what makes sense. If your God, Allah, now, he says, I am 1,000. Are you going to tell him how you can be 1,001 at the same time?
But the thing is that why don't Christians then agree on everything like this? Like, if you look at all the sects, there's like so many different
We don't care.
councils and
We don't care, my friend. Oh, first of all of them, they agree that God is one. Doesn't matter. Don't play the
I know. You agree in Trinity, but you guys don't agree on stuff like the nature of Christ. Like, for example, the Orthodox Church, the Eastern Orthodox, they believe Christ has 2 natures. So, like, they're like, and then like the Oriental believe Christ has 1 nature.
Jesus have 2 nature. This is just philosophy. Doesn't change anything. Still, Jesus is God. But obviously, Jesus, my friend, Jesus. If somebody want to give interpretation for the book. And give it extra philosophy, says, okay, now Jesus have 1 nature, he is God, even when he came as a man. Yeah, he's right. And the one who says God, he have a 2 nature, is right, because he came in the flesh, and still he is God. So if you think about it, both of them, they are right. But both of them, they are just making an argument for the sake of argument, like the Greek. It's just debating about, they are debating about the debate. The Messiah, you know, isn't it the Bible says that God created Adam in his image? Right? And this is what your prophet Muhammad, he said. Your prophet, he said that Allah, he created Adam in his image, and he took that from the Old Testament word by word. So if Allah is not a man, why the hadith says Allah created Adam in his image? He is copying the Old Testament. And by doing that, he made a big mistake, because now God's image is the image of a man. The Muslim, they try to fix it. They say, oh no, it says that Adam was 60. Well, this is false. This is the hadith. I will post it. God created Adam in his image. So now, God, Allah, according to you, is your God. He have the image of Adam. But let us say he don't have the image of Adam. All the Muslims agree that Allah have 5 fingers. Do you agree?
No, that's shirk. I never heard this. Allah having, I don't know. You can't. Put,
I don't know. So how you convert to Islam? Are you a fool? I mean, you don't even know who is the God you are worshiping. Go right now and search Zakir, Naik, or anyone. God, Allah have a hand, or type into YouTube. God, Allah have hands. Allah have a shin. Allah have a foot. You will see it. That's what the Muslim believe. Okay. So now, is the hands of Allah? Allah have a hand, Allah have a shin, Allah have a foot, Allah have eyes, Allah have a mouth, Allah have a back, Allah have a front, Allah have a face, Allah have a mind, but Allah don't have a soul. How come you did not ask yourself? Listen, you are the one who speak about logic. How come Allah have hands, have physical body part, but he don't have soul or a spirit?
I just worship him as a spirit. I don't know. I don't think of him as like a physical being. I just think of him as like,
it's not up to you to think about him. Are you like, what are you talking about, man? Are you the one to decide what to think about? I don't think about him as a physical. Who cares? He is a physical being. Did you convert to imaginary religion? Allah is a physical being. So when Allah is a physical being, and this is confirmed by the Muslims, but Allah, He don't have a spirit. So you are worshipping an idol. Does it, Mr. Logic, I'm asking you, does it make logic sense that you are a physical being, but you don't have a spirit?
Okay, well, what about if I'm worshipping idols? Okay, fair. Let's say, well,
Don't change topic. I'm asking you,
correct.
my friend, focus with me, please. Does it make sense that there is a God, He have a physical body, but He don't have a spirit?
Or I would say that doesn't make sense. I would say. I mean, you got. I think Allah definitely has a spirit. I don't know where you're saying it's physical. I don't. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But I would say that.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. You said.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
If what you're saying is true, then it doesn't.
No, it's
make
true.
sense.
You know, you can go right now. Okay, you're talking to me right now. Search, do Allah have a spirit? Search, type in your Google right now. You do it.
Okay, give me a second.
Do Allah have a soul? You will see
It
that.
says here, like it says, the Quran regards. It refers to God's own spirit as the Ruh. Apparently, that's what Google came up.
What?
Which was like blown into Adam, and then it created it.
This is not. This is not Allah have a soul. This is the Allah supposedly creating souls. I'm asking you to search. Do Allah have a soul? Okay, let me help you. I will post the link in the chat, and this is Islamic question and answer Muslim website. Open the link and read it for me. He is debating with the Christian. Obviously, this is me. Is asking, does God have a spirit? See, the same question I just gave you. If you go down in the page,
I did see a Reddit search, and it said someone said Allah's uncreated.
My friend, I posted a link for you. This is your Muslim website. Open it. Just don't waste my time.
Okay. Where did you send it to me? Sorry.
In the chat. In the server chat.
All right, I'll open it. Give me 2 seconds, please.
All right. You will see the answer saying clearly, the spirit or soul is not one of the attribute of Allah. Rather, it is one of things that have been created by Allah.
Okay, yeah, I can see you're telling the truth. I saw the answer. I'm not going to say you are lying there. But that's just the website. Like, I'm not going to say that's
no. This is not a website. What website? This is Islam.
But it's not like
this is a Muslim country, my friend. If you post an article like this, they will kill you if this is not true. You will be dead. What this website? This is very serious.
Can I ask questions about Christianity as well, though? Because if you're going to say stuff about
no problem, but let's finish here. So you said it's not logical that Allah has a body, but yet He don't have a spirit. Now, maybe you need me to confirm to you that Allah have a body. Is that what you're asking me for?
I'll just skip this. I'm not knowledgeable in this section. I don't want to comment on that.
No problem, my friend. I'm here to help you. I'm not claiming that you are knowledgeable. I'm not. I said to you something. Do you believe that Allah have a physical body or not yet?
Well, according to the religion, my own beliefs don't matter. So He has a physical body. What you're saying is true.
Okay. Well, you can go right now to YouTube and you will find tons of videos. Let me play one.
Okay, it's true. It's true.
Okay.
I won't waste time on this. I'll accept what you said. I'm not a liar. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm playing a video, guys. Can you hear it?
I can slightly hear it. Yeah, slightly.
Okay.
And Allah has two right hands, end quote. Sheikh, taking the context of this hadith into consideration, does Allah the Almighty metaphorically or literally have two right hands? Jazakallah khairan.
In Arabic, for those who know Arabic, they understand that the word right is used for justifiable things and honorable things. And this is what was met.
Yeah, actually here, he's not talking about he's talking about the word right. Give me a second as we play the other video. Allah have okay, let us see this one.
Okay, the second question of Rami was when people pray and say, oh Allah Azza wa Jal, grant us the ability to see your face in paradise. Or when someone prays to you and says, may Allah Azza wa Jal allow you to see Allah's face in paradise. Wouldn't this be giving Allah Azza wa Jal attributes of humans? And the answer is no. Allah mentioned Azza wa Jal in his book describing himself a number of attributes that we believe in. So Allah Azza wa Jal tells us in Surah Ar-Rahman, وَيَبَقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ. Allah Azza wa Jal. And this is what I call myself and all of my brothers and sisters. Recite the Quran. Get your best knowledge from the Quran. Don't devote 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day to the Quran. No, devote more, an hour and a half to recite the Quran and to learn what it says at the same time. Now, in the Quran, Surah Ar-Rahman, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. Everything will be perished except Allah Azza wa Jalla. And here Allah Azza wa Jalla is referring to himself by saying that his face will remain, which means Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala will not perish. He is the first without a beginning and he's the last without an ending. Azza wa Jal. He's the creator of the all, what you see and what you do not see. And he's not created. And he does not die. And he does not have an ending. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah described in the Quran that he has a face. Allah described in the Quran that he has 2 hands. When he addressed Iblis, Satan, and he told him, what prevented you from prostrating to what I have created with my 2 hands? So this is what Allah described himself. Allah says in Surah Al-Qalam that on the day of judgment, Allah Azza wa Jal would uplift and show his leg. وَيُكْشَفُ عَنْ سَاقٍ وَيُدْعَوْنَ إِلَى السُّجُودِ. And they are called to prostrate.
Did you hear your God, he have a leg?
Yeah, we heard. CP, excuse me, I'm the one of the moderators.
All right.
Can you try to just try to share your screen? It would work now, I think.
Let us see. Share
Yeah,
my
sure.
screen. Okay, let's see if there is share my screen. All right. Okay, let me choose the Abdul here in the screen. Give me a second. This is okay. All right. Maybe if I can make, let us see.
It should work now.
Let us see.
Everyone.
Give me a second.
Azhar?
Hold on, Mohammed. Yeah, it worked. But anyway, we played the video. Maybe next time we will do it. All right. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for telling me.
Thank you.
All right, Mohammed. So what do you think now? Your God, Allah, have a shin and he's going to expose his shin. And you are talking about logic. So your God don't have a spirit, but he have a shin. And he's going to show his shin. So now you converted to a religion, which is the God of this religion is a shin. And he have no soul. You are a pagan. This is what the difference between living being and dead being, or a concrete, or an idol. The living being is someone has a soul, a spirit. The dead being or the object, they don't have a soul. And this is what you convert to. You are a pagan person. You don't even know what you believe. You don't know who's your God.
All right, yeah. I think we should be respectful because I never insulted you.
I'm not insulting. My friend, I speak this way. I'm telling you the truth. Did I lie? What is the insult? Did I say your God is a shin? Am I lying?
Look, you say I'm a pagan and stuff. Okay.
You're pagan. You're pagan. The Quran call us pagans. Okay. The Quran call us kuffar. So how come that your book can call us all those names and you don't have? You are not offended. So I can call you the same names. The Quran even call us the donkeys. So I can call you a donkey. Why you are being hypocrite?
But does Jesus allow that?
Huh?
Jesus would be okay with that? Like, would be okay with you calling other people
Why not?
names and
If
stuff like that?
Sure, this is not name because you choose to worship a donkey religion. I mean, look at you. You don't even know who is your God. You just found out that your God have this and this and that. So you are a donkey. You converted to religion without knowing what you convert to. I'm not insulting you. This is who you are. I will not convert to a religion. That doesn't matter what religion is before I study it very well. So you do not know if God is a spirit or has no spirit. You don't know if God have hands or doesn't have hands. You don't know. So what do you know? How you convert to the, just because Trinity does not make sense to you? Why you don't convert to the church of Satan? They worship Satan. He's one. The oneness of God is a joke, if you think about it. Why? Because there's many jokes in the earth. Many jokes they say, I am God, worship me. Here we go, Satan. He is one God. There's no Trinity. So you should worship Satan too. Aren't you a monotheist? In the same time, I will give you I will give you a question, and I will give you 10,000 years to answer it. Is Allah is one or two?
He's one.
Okay. So why the Quran says if Allah wanna take a partner, a wife, He will take it from us. Who is us?
Is this Quran or Hadith?
Here we go. So you converted to a religion, you don't know nothing about it.
I never heard of this verse before. I'm being honest. I've never heard of this. I
know. You see, don't be upset from me. I'm just telling you how I see what you did. You know, you did something stupid. You converted to religion, but you do not know anything about this religion. You know, a smart person, he will go study it. Doesn't matter what religion, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever it is, Islam. Before we convert to such a thing, well, we have to study it, learn about it, and find out, and then we make decisions based on knowledge, not based on stupidity. So if you go in chapter 21, verse number 17, it says, if we wanted, and let me share the screen now, as long as we can share the screen. Give me a second. Let me see how that will work. Share the screen.
What surah is this?
Chapter 21, verse number 17. Okay, it says...
Okay. Can you read it for me?
Huh? Okay, is my screen showing, guys?
Oh, yes, I wanted, yes, I can read it from the... Okay.
Is it clear to read?
Yeah, it's very clear. Thank you. Well, actually, it's very nice.
All right. So how this God is oneness, monotheist, and then if we want to get married, He will take it from us. Us who?
Maybe it's just up to interpretation, because that's just...
I like the word maybe. I like the word maybe. Maybe, you know, maybe it's hummus, maybe it's cheese. It says it clearly. If we want to take a partner, we will take this partner from us. You can change the translation, by the way. I mean, the translator. This is Itani Allah. Let us go to different Abdul, like Yusuf Ali.
Is this tasfir from Yusuf Ali?
No, I changed to Yusuf Ali. Yusuf Ali is just a translator. For me, I am an Arab. I read the Quran in Arabic. I do not need this. I'm just showing it to you because you are the one who do not know. Yeah.
Is it different from English? Because I don't speak, like, my parents speak Arabic.
Yeah, in Arabic it says لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا إن كنا فاعلين. The word lahu in Arabic mean a woman for fun. A woman, specifically a woman. So if Allah is God, why His partner is going to be a woman? You take a partner from your kind. I'm not going to date a horse. I'm not going to marry a mule or an ant or a rat. You go with your kind. And the Arabic in Arabic here says ladunna, our kind. Our kind, not only ourselves.
Maybe it's just, you know, I mean,
I like your maybe. It's not up to you to say maybe. You keep saying to me maybe. You're trying to duct tape. I want an answer. Don't tell me maybe. Give me the answer. Go ahead.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know. Like some stuff is, it's up to interpretation. I'll just leave it up to the people, like scholars and stuff like that.
Oh, so you leave the scholars and you want to believe. Doesn't matter if it's stupid or not. Because if Allah is one, this is an invalid statement. And if Allah, He is saying, if I want to take a partner, well, that means in Islam, Allah can take a partner. And He is saying, if I want to take it, I will take it from ourselves. So it's possible. And there is people who they are qualified to be partners with Allah. That means they are equal to Allah. Because you partner only with the one is equal to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, I can't put a limit on God. Like, God is God.
What does that mean? God is God. God is God. Cat is cat. Rat is rat. What does that mean? How come God?
It means like...
You are the one saying to me that how come a Trinity does not make sense? Well, this is more than Trinity. It says us. And this
I'm
us
not saying
here.
Trinity
Listen.
exist. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it just it's not explainable like to me is what I'm saying. That's like
no one can explain God. God is a miracle. So if you think you can explain God, that is a foolish question. Can you explain how God said, "Let be light," and light was? Explain it. Go ahead.
I mean, that's just like, I guess, a part of his attribute, like to be able to use like words and put it as like power. Basically.
No, you can. This is not explain. This is not. I cannot explain it. Still, I don't ask you. He said words. I'm asking you how he can say a word, and then the word will make things happen. Nobody can explain it. That's why we call it supernatural. That's why we call it this way, because nobody can explain it.
There's no scientific explanation for it. I agree there. Yes.
Yeah. So God, no one can explain how God is. For God is almighty. Almighty mean anything is possible. So the fact saying, is your God Allah is almighty?
Wait, what was the question?
Is your God Allah almighty?
Well, I mean, has to be, yes.
Has to be. So how come Allah cannot have a son unless he have a girlfriend? My God, he do not need a girlfriend, and he can have a son. Your God, he said clearly, questioning his ability, how Allah can have a son if he don't have a girlfriend?
Well, he's just, like he's just kind of like give an example to believers and stuff to like should have, life and stuff.
My friend, he said it clearly, how can I have a son, or he? Chapter 6, verse 101. Is my screen still showing, guys?
Maybe just doctored or something. I don't know. Like, sometimes people mess up things.
What?
Maybe just doctored. Like, they made a mistake there, maybe in translation or something.
This is Arabic. What translation? بديع السماوات والأرض أن يكون له ولد ولم يكن له صاحبة. I mean, look at this guy. We are showing the Quran in Arabic. We are showing English. So all the translation are wrong. You Muslims don't have one single translation is correct.
Well, I mean, like some verses could be like missing or like, I mean, that's part of everybody's.
So I converted to religion. Some verses can be missing. Okay. So you are Abdul. You are ducking tape the Quran, even though we show you reference, we show you the evidence in the front of your eyes. And now what do? You dismiss it. Maybe, maybe there is maybe Zakir Naik, he did not notice it. Maybe, what maybe? Mr. Maybe. It's in front of you.
You mean, but okay. But how about the Eucharist then? Like, don't you guys eat the blood and like bread of like God? I mean, how can that make sense? And then that's how you forgive. Like,
you see, you told me it's not nice. Listen, you told me you are not, you are being not nice. You just said something, it will force me to say to you, you are stupid. No Christian eat blood, and no Christian eat the flesh of Jesus. Jesus, he broke bread.
They deny the Eucharist.
Listen, what?
The Eucharist, that's like the most basic, like, Christian, like...
Okay, explain to me what they do, what the Christians do.
The priest, he prepares the bread.
What? So it's a bread. So it's a bread. We are eating bread. Jesus, when he was with the meeting, he said,
is transformed into the body of
Christ. My friend, don't be silly, don't be stupid. Listen. Your prophet, he commanded you to drink camel urine, and you are worried now about eating the bread? Urine, you drink camel urine, literally. It's a literally shit. It's just a liquid shit. Shit is two things. There's solid and there's liquid. So now you are complaining, saying it doesn't make sense that the Christian, they eat bread and drink wine or juice to remember the Messiah, and you are not complaining about drinking literally urine.
Well, I mean, there is scientific studies that show camel urine is actually like
Absolutely false.
properties.
Go right now, you will see in the United Nations warning not only for you for the urine, even for the milk of the camel and the urine.
Can I press a study?
Huh?
Can I press a study? And could you believe me if I press a study?
My friend, just don't be, you're being stupid. I said to you, United Nations warning. You who mentioned scientific study? Scientific study made by who?
Yes,
by
yes,
Abdul?
you're
By
right.
Abdul? By
You're
Abdul?
bringing up that,
Abdul. They make false studies. There's no such a study. There's nobody will drink camel urine. It's acid. It will kill you. It will destroy you. Okay, I have a challenge for you.
Yes, it's ammonium.
I have a challenge
I'm
for
saying
you.
that if you have to like do some filtration.
I have a
You do,
challenge
like,
for you.
you
We do
pick
not
up-
need to be scientists. Are you willing to drink camel urine for the coming 30 days?
It's
challenge.
good against cancer. Like it does have effects,
My
like,
friend,
beneficial effects.
So
against
why
cancer.
Muslims, they go to Korea and they go to this country and that country to fight cancer just to drink camel urine? Why Muslims are dying left and right because of cancer?
You're very funny.
No, I mean, you are saying stupid things for me. So you fight cancer. Since when? Why you go to hospital then?
No, but obviously it works Europe, but like it can help. I'm saying it's like when you take
No,
medicine,
no,
right?
that's
It
a big
kinda-
fat lie, my
it's not
friend.
gonna, like,
That
cure.
not okay, hold on. Okay, let me ask you. Camel urine is coming from where?
I'm from the camel.
From where?
The camel's like, I mean, his like filtration system, like his, his genitals.
Thank you. But it's coming from the camel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So now, as long as the camel urine is coming from the camel, how you explain
It's
to
actually
me,
a very good drink.
my friend, hold on.
Like it's not a bad drink.
Okay, it's not a bad drink for sure. It's tasty too. That's not what we are talking about. So as long as this is the scenario, is the camel is a good animal or a bad animal?
The camel, it's the best animal. Like you can cross deserts with and stuff. It's the only animal that can like survive without water for 14 days, 2 weeks without water. Only animal that can do that is the camel.
Wow.
So I think it should be respected.
Okay.
It's a good animal.
We should be respectful.
I have a lot of respect for the
Did you
camel.
just say we should be respectful?
The camel, yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, your prophet, he said that the camel is a shaitan.
Okay, that's bullshit now. I don't believe that. Like,
Okay.
why would he say
I
that?
agree with
The
you.
entire,
This is
like,
bull. I agree with you.
He
This
lives
is.
in the desert. Why
I
would
agree.
you say that about a camel?
Okay, I agree with you. This is bullshit. Okay, no problem. Thank you for the language. Here we go. Let me show you the reference. I will put my screen on again.
Is it hadith? I'm
Hold
pretty sure this is
on.
going to be hadith, isn't it?
Yeah. Huh?
Is it daif? It's probably daif.
Yeah, it's da'if
I
for
don't
sure.
believe
It's, it's for sure it's da'if. Anything you don't like is going to say a da'if. You're a nice da'if person. You're yourself. You're a da'if. Not only the hadith is da'if. I mean, what kind of religion? Half of it, or 60 or 80% of it is da'if. Anything you say to them, they jump. It's like da'if is a refugee. Like da'if. It's da'if. Must be da'if, brother, because da'if. This is da'if. So you hide behind da'if, the same as Hamas. They hide in the tunnel. Da'if tunnel. Da'if Hamas. Da'if Palestinian.
Are you against Palestinians?
Don't change topic. Let's go here. Here we go. Let me share the screen. Read and love. This is your religion, Mr. Da'if. Let me share the screen. What happened? I can't share the screen no more.
I thought we were going to talk about Christianity as well. Though. Like I do actually, I'm very knowledgeable.
Guys,
about
what
Christianity.
happened?
Like
I shared my screen a second ago, and now I can't share my screen. Why? Oh, hold on. Oh no. Still, it's not. Somebody changed setting or something. What happened?
why does everyone here hate Muslims? It's actually crazy. Like, I
Listen,
never said anything
don't
bad
be
about
stupid.
Christians.
We don't hate anybody. You are a donkey now. You are talking like a donkey. I asked you. You said the camel is amazing. Respect the camel. You said to me. Your prophet, he said, Shaitan The camel is created from Satan. So how in the world, you Muslims, you drink the shit of shaitan?
Wait, what? Nah.
Shaitan,
Send me the hadith link. I'll look it up. I'm
shaitan,
honest. Like, if it's real, I'll accept it.
you will what? What you would do?
Just like, if it's real, then I'll say, then that's in the hadith. Like, I'll say if it's sahih, it's sahih. If it's daif, it's daif.
It is good. It says
I mean,
good. It says Hassan. Hassan is the name of the grandsons of Muhammad. Very good.
Hassan. But it's not sahih. I mean, it's still acceptable.
Just get out of here, you idiot. Hassan is not sahih. Get out of here, you donkey. Fake Muslim and fake Christian. Get out of here. Go drink camel urine. You're a piece of... Sorry, I don't want to... you are making me angry now. Just get out of here. Hassan is not sahih. Suddenly he became expert in Arabic too. Hassan is not sahih. Hassan is the name of the grandson of Muhammad. That means Muhammad, he named his grandson Da'if. Hey Da'if, my grandson, come here. Hey daddy, I'm Da'if. Okay, you are Da'if very much. You want to eat more, huh? What a stupid religion. What happened to our share screen? I mean, I don't know why it's like I just stop it for a minute to switch the browser. I don't know what happened. I can't share no more. Anyone have an idea? Why? I don't know.
The thing is with Discord, it's this server. When people boost it more, maybe we will get to show it for more people than 150. So when we are over 150 people, this option will not work.
I see. We need to kick people out.
That's why,
I will start with you. I will start with you, admin. I will kick you out.
Okay, but that's why it is like that.
Okay.
Discord is like that. So before you could share, but we were too many people.
Actually,
before
actually now, okay. Here we go. Share screen.
Now you would, yes, try to share now. It would work. It's 149. So.
Okay, good. So we need to, like, when we need to share the screen, some of you voluntarily have to leave and come back.
Yeah, exactly.
What we can do.
Yeah, we can. If people boost the server, it will be more people. I think it's like that. We tried it yesterday.
Yeah, it's all right. No problem.
Okay. Shukran.
Thank you for the info.
Yeah.
So shaitan, camel is created from shaitan. Let me zoom in. I don't know if that will work with this screen here. Screen sharing. Okay. Maybe now you can see better. The Prophet said to perform prayer in the sheep resting place and do not perform prayer in the camel resting place. Look at that. I mean, this is science, brother. Look at the science. Hey, camel urine, doctor, where are you? For they were created from the devils. So you Muslims are, he's saying to you, you don't even pray there. They are filthy, dirty, they are shaitan. And then you drink their shit? So they are filthy, dirty, and then we drink their shit. What a nice religion. What a crazy religion, brother. Any Muhammadan? Muhammad is back? What do you want, Muhammad? Don't waste my time. I will give you a chance, last chance. Go ahead. Mr. Da'if. Go ahead, Muhammad.
I just want to ask a question. Let's say everything you're saying is true. Like what like you believe in Christianity, right? So like what sect of Christianity like do you adhere to? Like what
we
do you
don't
believe?
care about sect. Who care about sect? We care for Jesus. We worship Jesus. We believe in Jesus. We don't worship sect. Sect is a school of thoughts.
Okay, like look, I'm speaking to you, like I'm being honest here. like I was evangelical, right? So we adhered to like people don't believe I'm saying I'm Christian. Like some people think I'm Christian, but okay, forget that. Like we adhere to like sola scripture. So like we believe to like only the Bible. We don't believe in like the church institution. Like we don't believe like the church fathers and so the traditions and stuff like that. Like I have some friends that they're like orthodox and stuff. So I don't know that they believe in like
My friend,
the older traditions and
my
stuff.
friend,
Like they
my
have all
friend,
the saints.
believe
They
is
venerate the
a,
saints
my
and stuff
friend,
like that.
believe is a choice. However,
But
you can't say I don't believe in the church father. They exist, they are real. But when we say the word believe, are we saying believe they exist, or we are saying believe and we follow them as gods? No, we don't follow them as gods. So they are decent people. They are exist. They were there before us, and they are the one who help us to know more, to study more. So we use their study, we use their research. However, the words of Christ alone is enough. The words of Christ and the Bible, the disciples, is enough. If you want to increase your knowledge, then you read more about more study, more research. This is your own personal choice. However, for us, Jesus did not make a sect. He did not make Catholic, Protestant, or Orthodox. Never. The Messiah, he spoke of one church, and the church is not a church with a name or a flag or a title. Whoever believe in me and die, he will live. That is a church, the believers. So you want to believe in Jesus, then you believe in Jesus, and you don't worry about the rest. That is just for the sake of education, to increase your knowledge in Christianity. That's a good for you if you like, and it's not important if you like. Like those who believe in Jesus.
no, I respect the religion. Like I never disrespect like Christianity and stuff. I'm not like a hater or anything.
I don't respect any religion.
Yeah, just
I don't. You see, you are silly. Respecting a religion is just a stupid statement to say. That means you are a hypocrite. So if you say to me you are a Jehovah's Witness, do I respect your religion? No. Do I respect Islam? No. Do I respect Mormonism? No. Don't be a hypocrite. You are a fool. I don't respect. How I'm going to respect somebody?
Well, then,
shut up. How I'm going to respect somebody? He is teaching his kids to go to hell. You respect people for doing an act of respect, not the act of deception and lying and Satan. So saying I respect everybody.
well, I like to believe.
Don't say I respect.
Sorry for interrupting.
I respect I respect nobody. Nobody. Unless
That's confusing.
he deserves to be respected. As simple as that. So if there is somebody, he is a Muslim, he says, I teach my people that if they go and kill the Christian, the Jews, the Hindus, the atheists, the pig, blah, 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 they go to heaven. Shall I respect you for teaching your kids for
I don't
killing
agree
me?
with killing. I agree without any killing. I never said I agree with killing. I never ever support like killing people and stuff. Never.
So what kind of a Muslim you are?
Well, what do you mean?
Are you designing your own religion? You said you are a Muslim, so you don't support killing. So are you saying to me Muhammad is a bad person because he commanded you to kill?
Well, I mean, like, look, if we were all said to kill and stuff, there's 1.8 like billion Muslims. Like, if that would be a lot of death. So
it is the opposite.
I don't know. Like,
you Muslims are the highest country in the world of killing and death. Go check it out. Crimes, a woman cannot walk on the street. Every house in the Middle East and in Pakistan and in Bornistan, they have bars in the windows. Why? Because there is no security. In the top of that, you're a prophet himself. Shut up, you're an idiot. You do not know what religion you are talking about, and you are coming to me, schooling me about, I don't believe in this. Who cares what you believe? This is Islam. Either you become a Muslim or not. Did Muhammad command to kill people? Yes. Did the Muslim kill the caliphate? Yes. Did the Muslims kill the grandsons of Muhammad? Yes. Did the Muslims go at war together? Yes. Did Aisha took an army of 10,000 men to kill Ali and his sons? Yes. Did Ali fight her army and kill a lot of Muslims? Yes. Did Ali burn people who they are Muslims alive? Yes. Did Khadim al-Walid cooked a man? He cooked him. He killed him. He cooked him. He ate him. And then he raped his wife. Yes. Those are the best of your men. So don't tell me I don't agree with killing. Who cares who you are? This is Islam. It's not up to you. I guess he don't agree. His Majesty, he don't agree. That's it. He have a new religion now. It's called Islam free from killing. Muhammad, don't be offended, but I say to you, you are a professional fool.
I mean, like, I just look. You'd do better if you just, you didn't have to insult people. But
I love to insult
regardless,
people
I'll just go
because
to
you brought insult to yourself. You say things proving to me that you are being a fool, and they are coming to me to tell me that you converted to Islam. If this is true, that make you a big fat fool. You leave the Messiah who commit no sin, who said love your enemy, who did miracle nobody did. You go to a person, he's a child molester. He go to his wife's son and he flirt with her when the husband is not home. He made special law, sexual law, just for his privilege. And he believe in women, she can offer herself to the prophet so he can F her. This is your prophet. And then you are coming to me and you say you left Christ to become a follower of a pedophile, a murderer, a thief. Even the Muslims, they accuse Muhammad of stealing underwear.
So you're saying I should come back to Christ, basically, because this.
I don't want to. This is your business. I don't care. We have 3 billion Christians. You convert to Christian, you come back to Christ. You don't come. Who cares? This is your business. What I will get from this? No, stay as a Muslim. Allah will make your penis endless. Later, I mean, we can have a deal. We can cut it and sell it as a sausages for the zombie. You converted to a religion. The God he promised you endless penis. Are you mental? And a vagina fit for that? You converted to a religion. It says when a Muslim he go to heaven, he will do dahman, which means he will hit so hard in the back of the women. This is your religion now? Is that how you small your? Is that how small your brain?
One question, please. Can I ask a question, please? Like, just it will be about the topic. Like, it won't be disrespectful or anything.
Go ahead.
Like, do you know any like it's just really hard for me to understand. Like, so you have the gospel writers, right? You have like Mark, Matthew, John, and stuff like that. Do you know anyone like can you add, like, how do I say this? Like the authenticity of it. Can you give me like someone that can like verify it for me? Like,
who is going to verify it for you? The Quran. The Quran says مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ. You are a Muslim now, right? If I give you a billion person, I verify it. You say to me, who are you? If we go to the stupid Quran, you will find the Quran says that the Quran confirming what is between their hand. Chapter 2, verse number 41. وَآمِنُوا بِمَا came to you, believing in what was with you. Chapter 2, verse number 89. And when a book came, which is the Quran, from Allah, believing in what is with them. Who? The Christian and the Jews. This is chapter 2, verse number 89. Chapter 291. مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَهُمْ. Believe in what we have with them. Chapter 297. Believing in what is between his hands. Chapter 2, verse 101. مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَهُمْ. Believing in what they have between their hands. All of this, and we can show you endless. I mean, there's endless reference. And then you say to me, there is somebody,
wait. The chapter 297. Interest. You said chapter 297, right? Like, you quoted that for me. It says something like, wow, that's actually crazy. It says something different on the website. I'm looking at.
What it says in the.
It's like completely different. It doesn't like, maybe it's just different translation or something. Or I don't know, man.
The translation is false. It says what went before. I see in English, but in Arabic, it's clearly says مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ. You can copy this. All right. You can copy this in Google. You can copy the Arabic. Copy the second line in Arabic, and I will post it for you here, and you will see the translation. مصدقا
Interesting.
لما بين يديه, confirming what is between his hands. The same thing is appearing about between his hands. It appear in the Quran more than once. It's not only one time, but it's all over. As an example, chapter 297, chapter 3 verse number 3, chapter 5 verse number 46, chapter 5 verse number 48, chapter 35 verse number 31, chapter 46 verse number 30. The word, the sentence مصدقا لما بين يديه appear as many as you see, confirming and believing in what is between his hands.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty clear. Yeah. I won't say anything.
So you want to be a Muslim?
I mean, not really. I'm gonna just, talk to. I'll figure it out.
You just said not
Yeah.
really. Did you decide to leave Islam? Like, did you decide to become smarter?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not what I, just doesn't make sense on parts that you said just now.
Okay, so now you left Islam. How in the world somebody leave Christ, the most amazing figure of holiness, wisdom, ability, miracle, and then you follow someone, he himself used to faint every 2 seconds, he could not heal himself. His God could not heal him. How that happened to you?
I don't know, man.
Do you accept Christ as your Savior? I invite you now to fix your mistake. You might go to sleep, you never wake up, and you will be in hell.
I mean, it depends. Like, I just want, like, I just want to, honestly, for me, it's just, I am a spiritual person. So, like, I just, I like going to, like, with people that I enjoy, like, people that are nice. And, like, I just like the community feeling about it. That's for me. That's what religion is like for me. I don't know if that makes sense to people, but
Islamic community is very corrupt. Islamic community is very corrupt. This is why Muslims don't even trust Muslims. They trust Christians. Muslims don't trust Muslims. They trust Christians. When I was in the Middle East, if I go to a Muslim house, and God is my witness, Muslim women, they don't cover their face, their hair. They sit even wearing short skirt. I go and eat with them inside the kitchen, like as if I am one of their kids. Nobody hide. The second another Muslim, a Muslim, he come, everybody go inside, and then I stay me and the guy who I'm visiting in his house. All the females disappear. The reason, and the only reason, they don't show themselves to a Muslim, because they don't trust Muslims. They sit with me, they sit with the Christians, they eat with them, they invite them, they trust them, but they don't trust a Muslim. No Muslim trusts a Muslim, because Islam make you a devilish person. The second you go inside, you will start looking at the legs of the women. Immediately you will start having bad thought, because Islam make everything evil, sexual. The women, they are sexual object. They cannot look at the women without seeing sex. And they speak and they gossip and they ruin your life. This is why the Muslims, they don't trust Muslims. This is why if you live in a Christian area in the Middle East, the price is 20 times higher for a house from a Muslim area. And this is why you see all those who they are wealthy, they are so desperate to live between the Christians. This is why you see Muslims want to send their children to Christian schools. Nobody want to send his children to Muslim schools. Only the poor ones, they go to Muslim schools. It's a reality. And if somebody have extra money, he will send them to Europe. Nobody want to send them to Saudi Arabia. So my friend,
yeah, I mean, look,
I'm happy that you left Islam, but I advise you not to waste your time. It's not about a club we join. What does that mean for you? I mean, religion is a Starbucks. I go enjoy community. What community? Pervert.
Like that. It's like
hate community.
It's hard to explain. Like for me, yeah, it's like I like doing activities and stuff, and like for example, sports. I love soccer, football, but also like I do love like I don't know if make it like seem small, but like, I do like, like you go to with people to like pray and stuff, and like that's why I like just interacting with people. So that's why I'm like very like
maybe you like to be part.
to-
Maybe you like to be part of a gang. But remember, the same gang you think you are part of it, they can kill you. They killed the grandsons of Muhammad. They killed the caliphate of Muhammad. So joining the gang does not give you protection. It is very risky, because they themselves, you are your enemy. They are the enemy of each other. So now you left Islam.
yeah.
Don't you want to become a Christian?
Like, look, like where I'm from as well, like my ethnicity wise, like
I'm asking you a
we
question.
do have a lot of
My friend, I don't want to listen
Yes.
about the club and society and community. All of us, we live in society, we are socially human. That's normal. Maybe me, I'm not too much social, but that is not a reason to become a believer in any belief. In fact, the most religious people in Christianity is the one who they go and isolate themselves because they reject the society, for it's full of sin and corruption. So the more you are
the
close to
monks,
God,
yeah.
the more you're close to God, the more society is not a happy place for you, because simply the society come with its filth. There's good and bad, and sometimes some society, their bad is overdo the good. So I'm asking you now, you left Islam, as we heard you saying. You want to be Christian or you want to be an atheist?
Well, I mean, with the verses you gave before, like you said, I think it was 297 or something like that. You said like, I don't know what you were saying before, but you said like something like the Quran like affirms like the previous scriptures or whatever.
I gave you many. I gave you
Yeah.
chapter
If
289.
that's all the Quran, then I mean, there's no other choice really than to accept what
All
the
right.
previous scriptures.
So now
like
you
say.
left Islam. I mean, my friend. So what if how in the world this verse is the one who made you leave Islam? I mean, the whole religion is stupid. The sunset and murky water, the sperm coming from the backbone of the man and the ribs of the women, hail come from mountains in heaven, the flying carpet of Suleiman. The ant took into Suleiman, and Suleiman took into the ant, and the ant, she told the ant, hide. And then the bird, he went all the way to Yemen, and he found a woman, she have a hair in her legs. This verse is the reason for you to believe now Islam is false. I mean, the whole Quran is stupid.
I mean, it was just really like I said before. It's just like I just couldn't get my head around the Trinity before. That was just my main.
The Trinity is very simple, my friend. Trinity is very simple. God, He can be whatever He wish. He's God. He's Almighty. So His superpower, if I cannot be 3 and 1 in the same time, He can. In fact, you yourself are 3 and 1 in the same time. If one of the element of you is gone, you are gone. You have a body, correct?
Yeah, I have a body, yes.
You have a soul, correct?
Yeah.
Is the soul is the same as the body?
No. I mean, wait, what? Yeah. Actually, it's confusing. I mean, yes, technically, yes.
The soul is the same as the body?
In a sense, like
is the soul a physical?
Oh no.
So how it's the same as the body? So now you have a body, you have a soul, and you have a mind, correct?
Yeah.
If your brain stop working, aren't you going to die?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what science says, yeah.
If your soul leave you, aren't you going to die?
Technically, yeah.
Well, you are 3 and 1 at the same time.
Well, yeah, in that sense, it actually makes sense. What the hell? Yeah.
So if you are questioning how God can be 3 and 1 at the same time, well, God, here you go, God the Spirit, God the Logos. In the beginning, it was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word is God. That is the Logos, the mind, the will of God, the mind. So God, the Word, God the flesh, God the spirit, and you resemble God in many ways, except stupidity. So you have a spirit, you have a physical body, and you have the mind. This is why when the Bible says God created Adam in his image he created him, confirming it. And then Muhammad, he said exactly the same. Allah created Adam in his image. What is the image resemble? The unity between spirit and body and mind. If one of them is missing, the person is not there for the case of a human. In the case of God, it is a unity for eternity, for this is the nature of God.
Yeah.
So do you accept the Messiah as your Savior?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
All right, I'm happy for you. But you know, I want you from now on not to be under the influence of the fool. We don't go and we believe in something without this, you know, studying, researching, thinking deeply, checking all the point of this religion, what this religion is about. Who is this God I'm going to believe in? It's not just a person, he's saying for me Quran, Bismillah, he himself, he do not know what he's saying. So we have to be smart. You know, there's a difference between animals and a human. Animals are programmed. They smell food, their saliva run. A human being too. He smell food, his saliva run. But your saliva running does not still make you go and eat the food. You have to make decision. Maybe this food is dirty. Maybe it's poisoned. Maybe it's not right for me. Maybe I have allergy. Maybe you are a human. Animal, he don't think about it this way. Saliva run, he run for the food. So we have to make a choice between being the animal who make our saliva, which means desire and temptation and etc., lead us, or we refrain ourselves by thinking carefully of what decision we go for. So I'm happy for you that you become a Christian, but this is my advice for you before you go. Don't let your saliva drive you.
Yeah.
All
Just
right?
one more question before I go. Like, what would you recommend, like Bible, translation? Which one would you like refer someone to read, or like,
My
you know,
friend,
try slowly?
my friend, I believe that maybe the Aramaic Bashita translation is the best between all the English translation. However, as long as the translation approved by the major number of Christians, it's okay. But always remember, translation is translation, which means, you know, like if I tell you a joke, which is based in my where I'm coming from, my background as a Middle Eastern, you might not laugh. Why? Because you don't understand the background of the joke. We have history, we have culture, we have etc. And the same for translation. Translation always can miss the point of certain things. Like example, when you mentioned to me Jesus do not know the hour. So the tradition of the Jews, which is taught to them by God, that the one who is in charge is the father of the house. So he is the one who announce great event. It's not for the son to announce a great event. So if there is a wedding, if there is a party, if there is an invitation to the village, to the town, the father, he say, hey, listen, tomorrow my daughter is getting married, not the son. For the son should not do that. So then we understand from the tradition how we can understand a statement, because it have a background, it have a history. And that goes for the translation. So when you read in translation, you are reading plain text. You can still miss the point. This is why interpretation of those who they are, let us say, very well versed with history, not only with words of the Bible, they can connect the dots together to tell you what they meant. So you need to read both. Read the translation and read the, let us say, a study in depth about the background of history if you are a person like to study. All right?
Yeah, I'll come back to you when when I'm more knowledgeable as well. Like I'll make sure to actually properly learn and be serious.
Well, I'm happy
I'm
for you,
sorry.
Muhammad, and I don't want to say I apologize for being rude with you because it's work. Here we go. You decide to leave Islam. See, being rude sometimes can help. The doctor, he give you a very unpleasant medicine. You drink it. Why? Because you need to be healed. And today the Lord, he healed you. My medicine was unpleasant. I said to you many words, unpleasant words, but they work. They don't taste good. They don't feel good. But those words help you to see that you are in a very wrong place. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, brother. God bless you.
Thanks for teaching me. I'll go.
You're welcome. All right. We have Scoop.
Hello,
Yes, Mr. Scoop. How are you?
I am doing very great. It was very nice to hear all of this conversation.
All right. Are you a Christian?
My family, I live in Bulgaria. You probably know since the Ottoman Empire, a lot of people in the Balkans are Muslim. My family is Muslim, but I am not. I used to be, but I stopped following the religion. And I just want to ask you a couple of questions to maybe tell my family or people I know to like teach them about Islam
All right, go
and
ahead.
stuff like this. So, well, the first thing is about, the marriage of Aisha to Muhammad.
Uh-huh.
I told them about it, and they looked at some kind of website or something like this, which said that Aisha was actually 16 years old instead of 9, or instead of 6 when she was married.
Well, none of those websites is saying any truth because when somebody want to give you a reference, he have to give you a reference, right? It's not just, I can say now, actually, I saw an article saying that Aisha, she was 18 when she married Muhammad. So, but Aisha, when she became 18, Muhammad was dead already a year ago. So look like Aisha, she married Muhammad after he died, which is a good thing, zombie. But if you go in very authentic, as an example, I'm showing you on the screen. I don't know if you can see my screen. You see it?
I can see.
All right. It says the Messenger of Allah married me when I was 6. He married me when I was 6, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if Aisha is the one who is saying that, can we accuse Aisha of lying? And as you see, this is Sahih. All those hadith are Sahih.
Yes. They said that, what do you call it? They counted the age different back then, which makes no sense to me because if they counted the age differently back then Muhammad would have died at 60 something instead of wait, I don't really know
all of this is just a false statement. Simply, what calculate that? So the Muslims all those years in the time of Muhammad, they did not notice that she was not 6 years old because those hadith is not written today. This is written from Aisha from. So if this is not authentic, that means everything in Islam is not authentic. Same time, the Quran confirm in chapter 65 verse number 4 that you can have sex with the child. It's talking about divorcing children's. So can you divorce children's but you cannot marry them? In order to divorce somebody, you have to marry that body first, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if we go now to chapter of the divorce, and then we go to that verse, it says, such of your women, talking about women who they are old and women who they are very young. And those who never have their menstruation, go and read the interpretation. You will see it says it clearly. I mean, they doesn't have their menstruation. Why? Because they are young. So young. So now they are divorcing them and yet they don't have menstruation yet. So even the Quran confirmed marrying children.
Where can I see this?
Chapter, let me see if I can share it in the screen. Give me a second. All right. We go here. Chapter 65.
I found it.
All right. For some reason, this website taking forever to load. I don't know what happened. What happened? I don't know. Yeah, there's something wrong with this website. It's not loading. But you can open.
What do they mean by the... So the waiting period is when you can have sex with them? It's that, right?
No. This is about divorcing women.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So after you divorce them, those women, they have to wait 3 months, supposedly to be sure that they are not having a baby from you. But this is stupid too. Why? Because you do not need 3 months. What about making 7 months or 9 months? You know, that will make it more sure. So now it's working. So it's talking about if you divorce women, then you have to wait for certain period.
So to make sure that they don't have your child.
Yeah, there is something wrong with this website, you know. Yeah, the website is doing some fishy business. Look, verse number 4 here have nothing, you know. It's, I don't know, it's messed up. Yeah. So if you divorce them, they have to wait 3 months. But in the case of the women, or let's say females, not women, who you divorce, and they don't have their period yet. Why? If you open the interpretation, it says it clearly, because of their young age.
Yes.
They are very young. Yeah. In the same time, there is tons of Muslim websites saying clearly the one who don't believe in such that those articles is stupid and this is a lie. There's no proof of that. And all this calculation is fake.
I see.
Same time, by the way, I don't reject Muhammad just only because he's a child molester. You know, there's many reasons. The scientific mistake, historic mistakes, ethic. This guy have a zero ethic, you know. Anyone, and this is my advice to you, anyone who make a privilege for his own is not a man of God. If I say to you, hey guys, I'm a prophet of God who want to sleep with me, isn't it obvious? Isn't it really obvious that I am not a messenger of God?
You just want it for your own...
Exactly. So the Quran, if you ask now the Muslims, what is the privilege of Muhammad? Muslim, they can marry only 4. Muhammad, he have unlimited. Why? Isn't he a Muslim too? Right?
He wants a bit for himself.
Exactly. You have a privilege. The Quran says, any believing woman, she offer herself to the Prophet so he can boom her. Yeah. What this is about? I mean, what do you mean you can offer herself? What does that mean? So imagine I say, hey, ladies who want to offer herself, and then women, they come in front of my door and they are lined up. And not only that, when Muhammad he made this verse in chapter 33, verse number 50, it says, "O Prophet, we have permitted for you your wives." I mean, the guy is sleeping with them for the last century. Now you told them permitted for you? Don't you think it's too late? You know? Like after we eat the chicken, you tell me it's okay to eat chicken? Thank you. And then he says to him, who he can sleep with. And look at the list. And this is God. God sitting in his office. Muhammad, listen to me carefully. You can sleep with your wives. And you can sleep with your partner, uncle, daughters. And you can sleep with your partner, aunt, daughters. And your maternal uncle, daughters. And the maternal, you're immigrated with you. And believe in women who offered herself to the Prophet so the Prophet can F her, not to marry her. In Arabic it says, yastankihuha. It's an continue effing. Not, you don't keep marrying, you know. You marry once, that's it. You marry the woman, you married her. Yastankihuha. So What kind of God is God? Why Muhammad have a privilege that a woman she can come and say, take me, baby? and look what happened. A bunch, excuse me, ladies, don't be upset, but I'm talking about reality. A bunch of women who they are old or not pleasant in look for Muhammad, they come to his door. So Muhammad now he want to save his butt from what he just made, because he told them any woman she can offer us. So that what those women, and the reason they want to sleep with him, because they can get a free retirement. The second she slept with him, she became the wife or the woman of Muhammad. So she will have a full food forever until she die. Full shelter, full protection. She's the woman of Muhammad. She's his chicken. He's the rooster. So they start lining up in the front of his door, and he looked from the window. What the heck? Look at this. This scared the hell of me. They are scary. So what he did, right away he made a verse after it, says, you may differ any of them if you wish. Look, what the heck? So now he can elect, like listen, or he can change the turn. You go first in the bed. Look, and receive any of them you wish. Should you desire of any of those you had differed, there is no blame on you. It's like a disclaimer after the poo-poo he made. Women, they start coming, they are old, they are not, So he said, okay, listen, Allah, he told me I can differ, okay? You know. You, no. You have a nice legs, okay. You get inside. Yeah. This is what the verse is saying. This is from God?
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
So my friend, as long as you left Islam, why you don't, what do you think about Christ?
Well, the reason I left Islam is because of people online. They taught, they teach me about it, and one of them was Christian. And basically, I want to learn about Christianity and stuff like this. I have read that you need to get baptized to become a true Christian. Otherwise, you will still go to hell if you die. I don't know if this is true, but there is nowhere I can get baptized here because
no problem. No. You see, okay. You see, in certain case, like if a church is available, baptism is a must. However, if you don't, it's okay. Still, you believe in Christ and you will not go to hell. I will give you an example. Next to the Messiah in the cross, there was a person who confessed that the Messiah is his Savior. And what the Messiah said to him, today I say to you, you will be with me. Where? In heaven. He did not get baptism because simply he cannot. This guy is dying, the guy in the cross. So when one day you have a chance to get baptism, because the country you are in, you are saying there's no baptism option, there's no churches, it's fine. You believe in Christ and nobody can take salvation from you in case you died. The Lord, he knew that, it's not you who don't want it. It is you are unable to do it. So I say to you, if you believe in the Messiah, because of the situation you are, but as soon you can get to a different country and you can see a church, you can talk to a priest, tell him I want to get baptized. It's a blessing to your life and to your soul. But you are a person who believes in the Messiah, will be saved. All right?
I see. Well, there is a church like 10 kilometers away from me, but it would be kind of, I guess I could do it.
You can do it, and don't, it's baptism doesn't mean they will shower you. Just water on you, they say a few words and you accept, you confess, etc. You says, yes, I believe, and that's it. It's not like you are going to, take off your clothes. No, you will dress a proper clothes. You're an adult, you're not a kid. A kid, because he's a child, an infant, they put him, in the water for a second, and that's it. In your case, they just spit water on you, and you accept the Messiah. You accept the Messiah. That is the baptism.
I see.
And Muhammad, by the way, the Muslims do not know how stupid Muhammad is. Like, they make fun sometime of the Christians' baptism, but according to Muhammad, Allah Himself, He baptized the Muslims.
Really? I haven't heard this.
Huh? If you go to
Where did you
chapter,
see this?
if you go to chapter 2, verse number 138, chapter 2, verse,
Which one?
let us see. And look what the Muslim translate, coloring, coloring. Coloring. Let me change the translation. This is the Itani. Let us see another idiot. So we go to Hilali Khan. Let us see. No, this guy, he did not even translate. He says Sibaga because he didn't know what to say. Let us go to different translation. This is Hilali and Khan. Let us see Khattab. The origin of the potatoes. Every one of them, he give you different words. The natural way of Allah. What the heck is that? The word Sibgha become natural way? Mashallah. Change it. We will keep changing until we find somebody is little bit decent. Ahmed Raza Khan. Let us see Ahmed Raza Khan. Ahmed Raza Khan, where are you? You have taken the color religion? I mean, do you see how hilarious this is stupid cult? What color religion? The religion have a color? What color? Let us see. Dry Abadi? Is that a name? It must be given to him after an accident. Or dyes, dye, coloring. Look at me. I mean, they don't understand what Sibgha mean. This is about baptism. Let us see Yusuf Ali. Hold on. Maybe we can find someone he have little intelligent. Look at this. Do you see the word baptism, guys?
Yes, I see it.
Hypocrite liars. Muhammad, he was trying to copy another thing from Christianity. So now he claimed, because they asked him, well, how come you don't do baptism? He said, oh, Allah do baptism. Allah is the best baptizer. And look carefully. Baptism of Allah. And who can baptize better than Allah?
He's too lazy to do it. They're too lazy to do it themselves.
They don't know how to do it. They told him, they don't know what is that. What the heck is that? He said, Allah baptize, and who can do baptize better than Allah? All right. Well, my friend, I invite you to believe in the Lord, the Messiah, your Savior, and I would like to hear it from you if you feel like you wanna accept the Messiah as your Lord.
I want to believe in Jesus Christ.
I mean, so do you believe?
I do.
I mean, to that, we are happy for you. The Bible says a happiness will be in the kingdom of heaven, in the kingdom of the Father, for one soul is saved. And we welcome you, brother. You are a child of God from now on. You and the one previously he called me. We have two people today left Islam. And today you decide to become a Christian. You will live a different life. You will have a different value. And you will be a new person. The Bible speaks about us. When we believe in the Messiah, we are going to be reborn again. We are born again. Why? Because with the Messiah, you are a new person. And as soon as you can get a chance to go to church and get baptism, I will be happy to hear from you, to tell me that you did baptism. And maybe you can join us again and tell us how it feels.
If I can find a way to speak to you again, of course I will come and see.
Anytime, you are welcome. Always, all people, they are welcome to speak to me. I'm not a person. Do I know you? I don't, right?
No.
And
No.
did I speak to you before?
No, never.
You just put your hand. I invite you, right? I don't, so anytime we are here, you can join us. You're welcome. Just subscribe to our server in Discord, and we will be happy to have you.
Yes, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Well, I guess kind of two about Islam. you know, people tell me when I talk about them with Islam, okay, Muhammad married a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
He killed people, but that doesn't refute the religion to say it's false.
Well, you know, killing people, you see, not necessarily will make a person bad. As an example, if I kill somebody, he is a killer. He killed people. It doesn't make me a bad person. Maybe I'm the one who do the punishment. I work for the government, and now they want to hang him, right? Why? Because he raped a woman, killed a child, whatever he did. So killing is not the problem, but every single ethic about Muhammad, any kind of ethic, is missing. He broke all the commandment of God. We have 10 commandments. Muhammad, he desired women, they are not his. Muhammad, he took the wife of his own son. Muhammad have sex with the children. Jesus said, the one who hurt the little ones is better for him to put a milestone in his neck and throw himself in the deep ocean. This is how evil it is to hurt the little ones in the eye of God, and that is the Messiah. Muhammad, he taught man and women they can lie to each other. God said, don't lie. Don't lie. You don't teach people to lie to each other. And not only lie, wife lying to her husband and husband lying to her wife. And this is the base of society. If the first sale of society is based on lying to each other, what will happen to the society? Muhammad, he gave false promises. Even his promises are sexual and evil. What do you mean I'm going to have endless women in heaven to sleep with? They are slaves for sex. That cannot be from God, because slavery in earth is unjust. Or it can be a penalty for being, maybe you slave others. But to go to heaven, and then God, he created females. They did not commit anything wrong. And God, he created the children who they commit nothing wrong. And then make them sex slaves and servants for eternity. Just because you believe in Allah. So even the heaven of Allah, nature is based on unjust. To make me happy, you promise me 80,000 little boys. How that will make me happy?
Yes, I see.
Does it make a person happy to abuse the children?
Unless you're a psychopath, I would say no.
Exactly. So Muhammad, it says I have paused to review the sources. You guys, you don't see my screen? Oh, you see my screen, right? Okay.
I can see, but it's
okay.
about the. I can see. The
It's all right. It's all right. I see why. It looked like if I move my mouse from the screen, that browser, it doesn't show no more. All right. So a person who enjoy, I'm not going to be in heaven if I am having 80,000 little boys enslaved by me. This is painful. And what 80,000 will do, this is the lowest reward. So either you have to be a pervert who enjoy abusing children, or you are a decent man. You say, why I need all those? I cannot. Okay, I'm in heaven now, food, etc. If especially the Quran says, if you see a bird in the sky, you wish it is going to be a dish on you for you. So why you need a servant anyway? Why someone else will be abused to make me happy, and that how that make me happy? How that make me happy?
It doesn't.
Yeah. So what make a man happy is telling you his nature. So if the nature of the man is pervert, he will be excited, for being pervert. A different person, he will be very insulted and very in pain to see a child is being abused. But for sure there's somebody who will be happy to abuse children. But doesn't mean this is the right way.
No.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the hadith. Okay, let's see. This website sometimes it's not easy to find reference. Let us see if we type Adna Ahlul Jannah. My keyboard sometimes the oh boy, they don't work good. All right, let us see here. Here we go. We found it. Adna Ahlul Jannah. They will have 80,000 little boys servant. If we go here, let us read the first one. They will say to you da'if, but the other one is not. But let us see this one. I don't know, it's my internet is slow, or I don't know, it's taking long. Okay. So I don't know if you can read it now.
I can read.
The list of the people in paradise in possession is the one with 80,000 servants and 72 wives. This is the list. So if you are Osama bin Laden, you will have 80,000 million, maybe, you know, billion. Yeah, because the heaven have a 100 floor. So this is the lowest floor, the bad one. This is the one who did not really do anything to Islam, just converted to Islam. He will have 80,000 little boy. The Quran described them as white like pearls, same as the women. They are hur, and they are so white to the point you can see it through the marrow of their bones. And here described the size of their house. And you can read the rest. What is this? How that is heaven?
I will read it from the start just to make sure. Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
The list of the people of paradise in position is the one with 80,000 servants and 72 wives. He shall have a tent of pearl, peridot, and corundum. I'm sorry, English is not my first language. Set up for him, the size of which is like that which is between our Jibaya and Sana. And with this chain, it is narrated from the Prophet that he said, whoever of the people of paradise dies, young or old, they shall be brought back in paradise 30 years old. They will not increase in that ever, and likewise the people of the fire. And with this chain, it is narrated from the Prophet that he said, there are upon them crowns, the least of its pearls would illuminate what is between the east and the west.
Nice movie. Well, this is how it is. Anyway, my friend Scoop, thank you for being with us, and I will be happy to hear from you soon. I'm happy that you left Islam and became a Christian today. And let me know when you get baptism, and you can join us always, all right?
Yes, I will.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
You're welcome. Mr. Yahoo.
So a lot of things have been brought up. I would like to first say that, number one, I am Shia, so I don't accept Sunni sources as being hujjah upon me. But number two, I would say in regards to this hadith that you have brought, I would ask you, is it wrong for God to create creatures that exist to serve the believers?
Is it wrong for God to create creatures to serve? You are calling those boys creatures?
Anything that's created is a creature.
Okay, but are you saying they are not a human?
Well, if they were human, they would be the believers of paradise. These are clearly creatures who have been created to exist solely
so why the
Quran?
Why the Quran called them Ghulman?
Does it call them insan?
There's what?
Does it call them insan?
Does it call them what?
Insan, the Arabic word for a human.
Well, ghulman is a word for human too.
Not inherently.
Are you sure?
I'm quite sure.
All right.
In fact,
Open your Quran. Open your Quran. Isn't it Jesus in the Quran was called ghulam?
The word ghulam does not inherently describe a human. The word in Arabic, in its linguistic structure, refers to a servant or a young servant or a young assistant.
My friend, you said to me that the word ghulman does not mean a human. And you were very sure a second ago.
Does not inherently refer to humans.
No, you said you are sure.
I said I am sure that the word does not inherently mean a human being.
It have to be a human.
According to what?
Because, okay, you are a Shia, correct?
So let me ask you this.
Okay, you are a Shia. Okay.
So is your argument?
My friend, you are a Shia. So can you read for me the verse about the ghulman in your interpretation as a Shia?
According to the tafsir of Allama Tabatabai.
Who?
Based on his Allama Tabatabai.
Oops.
This is Tafsir al-Mizan.
This is weird. Yeah.
Based on his evidences, he argues that all of these realities in paradise, but particularly referring to the hoary-eyed women and the servants, refers to them as an embodiment of the deeds of the believers.
Are they so based on this, are they human?
No. Human beings are the creatures who are born on earth, who die and are resurrected and either go to paradise or to the fire.
All right. Well, let us see what At-Tabata'i is saying. This is the chapter, volume number 19, page number 14. Is that what you are reading? Are you with me?
Yep, I'm looking for the exact quote from him.
Yeah, I don't see what you are saying.
What I am saying in essence is that to be a servant.
Okay, hold on. Don't here we don't like people to say things, throw things at us and go. I am saying you say they are not a human. Can you give me one Shia interpretation saying they are not a human?
That's not how this works.
No, this is how it works. Because in order
to
say,
prove that these things are human, if you're going to assert
because this is the same word. This is the same word used in the Quran in many times. Ghulam is
What does the word literally mean in Arabic?
Ghulam is this is what it means in Arabic. I am an Arab. You can open right now the dictionary. You can open the dictionary right now. Ghulam mean a boy. What is your Muslim translate? What is the translation you use as a Shia?
The primary one I use is the clear Quran.
The clear Quran. I never heard of a Quran is a clear. Okay, but anyway, the clear Quran is a Shia translation. The clear Quran is a Shia translation.
It's a non-sectarian translation, so it's one that we accept because.
Is that the one made by Muhammad Khattab?
Yes.
All right, let us read. Read it. You said to me it doesn't say they are human. It says youthful servants. They are youth.
Right. The word in Arabic means a young servant.
A human being is going to be served by a machine in the heaven?
What is your evidence that this is not a specific type of being as opposed to a human being.
Because the word in the dictionary,
So
this is Arabic language. The Arabic language, ghulam, is for a human being. You don't call. Can you show me where in Arabic once we call someone he is a donkey ghulam, or someone is a cat, or a tree? What are you talking about? So it's you who's making a false assumption. So you have to give it to me. Show me where in the dictionary it says we can use the word for a tree or a donkey or a creature who is not a human. Then that would make sense. But
the word
all the
means
and
a
I
young
mentioned to you that the Quran clearly used the word ghulam tens of times. All of it is about a boy, a young person. Not a single time. Chapter 3, verse number 40. Chapter 12, verse number 19. Chapter 15, verse number 53. Huh?
Let me put it this way.
Uh-huh.
Do you say that every description of heaven has to mean exactly what things mean in reference to things in this world? So, for example, when the Quran speaks of the fruits of paradise, when the Ahadith speak of the fruits of paradise, they say they will be brought to the people, and they will think this is just like what we ate in this world, but it will not be the same. And the wine will not get them drunk.
So
and the rivers of milk will not taste the same. So
okay.
What I am saying is, references to things in paradise do not literally mean the same thing that they mean when we refer to those things on earth.
All right. What do you
when
think?
When we describe a young servant in paradise, it doesn't mean the same as what a young servant on earth
No
is.
problem. What do you think about banana in paradise?
Bananas in paradise?
Like in my heaven, I will have banana. So if I say to you banana, do I mean banana or I mean orange?
Obviously, you mean banana if you're referring to the fruits of this world.
But you just said to me. But you just said to me. But you just said to me, if Allah He mentioned a fruit, doesn't mean it's a certain fruit as we have. But now you just said, if I say banana, obviously it's a banana.
If you say banana in reference to the fruit that exists in this world, you're referring to a banana. If you say
thank you very much.
Paradise, you are not referring to banana.
Did your God refer to banana in the Quran?
So let me.
Did your God refer to banana? Did your God, my friend, don't skip my question. Did your God did your God refer to banana in the Quran, in the heaven?
When the Bible says that there will be streets
there your
of gold
Quran, don't change the topic. Don't change the topic. You see, this is what Shia do. You put them in the corner. They try to jump over the wall. So I'm asking you, don't change the topic. Did the Quran? Did the Quran refer to banana in the heaven of Allah? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, wait. You are the hold on. You are the one who mentioned to me, if Allah He mentioned fruit, it doesn't mean the same as a fruit, to prove to me that if He say ghulam does not mean a human like us here. But this is what happened now. He say ghulam, and ghulam in our language is a boy. Banana in our language is a banana. So your God Allah, when He mentioned fig, He mean fig. You don't tell me that the fig is not like the fig here. It's a fig. When He say banana, it's a banana. When He say ghulam, it's a ghulam. So what you are trying to do is trying to manipulate to get away from what it says in the Quran and try to find a solution. So you jump from place to place. You say it doesn't mean that exactly. In the top of that, let us say for the sake of argument that the boys are not human. They are machines. Okay, what about the women who they are created just for sex?
So let me ask you. This is what I was trying
to say. What about the women? What about the women? You see, you're trying to quit the question.
No, you interrupted my question.
You're trying to quit. We have a topic. We have a topic. You're trying to quit the topic by asking a question. This is what the Muslims do.
I am asking a question to draw an analogy with your beliefs.
Listen, no. You see, we finished this one. We finished this one, and you go to the question. Let us finish this one. The women who Allah will create for you to sleep with, are they human or they are banana?
No, they're not human, and they're not a banana.
So you will sleep.
This,
So are you?
this sort of a,
So
this
are
sort of
you
a
saying
false
to me, in
equivalency.
the heaven of Allah, you are going to
Are you
sleep?
going to let me finish my answer?
Yeah. I'm having discussion. It's an open phone. You can talk. I can talk. So are you saying to me that you
I
are
would
going
like
to
you to
sleep?
let me finish
Are
my
you
answer to
Are
your
you
question
saying
before
we
you
want to
continue asking more
understand? We want to
questions.
understand what you are saying. So you just said they are not a human. The women you will sleep with. So are you going to sleep with animals?
I am saying that the creations of paradise are not the same as the creations of
This
this
is not
world.
my
The
question.
hoary-eyed women are not human women. They are a creature who dwells in paradise, who is created for the purpose of serving the residents of paradise.
Look how silly what you just said. You call them women, but they are not women. Because women is coming from the word man. Woman. Man. You see?
Are we going to do? Are we going to do a semantic debate now?
No, this is the language. So when you say a woman, she is a human. You cannot call a person a woman if she is a cat. What's wrong with you? So when you make things up, you sound funny and you look funny. And now what you are doing is a funny business, trying to manipulate the word, saying, "Oh, they are." So now you are saying to me, they are creatures, but they are not a human. So you will sleep with what? You will sleep with cats, maybe dogs. The Quran called them women, so they are women.
I explained exactly what was meant by this, and now you're going into a semantic debate.
Let us examine, let us examine this based on the interpretation you have in your book for those women. What At-Tabata'i said in his interpretation. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, can you read for me the interpretation of the Shia for chapter 55, verse number 56? Are you there?
Yep, I'm looking for the quote. Chapter 55, verse number what?
56. And I will post the book, your Shia book, in the chat. People, they can open
Chapter 55,
and use
verse
Google
number
translation.
56.
Uh-huh.
Tabatabai writes, the pronoun hina, feminine plural, is used in the phrase in them, fihina, to refer to these beds. However, it could also refer to the gardens of paradise, as each and every one of God's friends has two of them. Tarf literally means eyelid, and their being of restrained glances is that they are satisfied with their spouses and do not desire anyone else. Whom no human has touched before, nor jinn, means that they have never been married or had intercourse with anyone before their spouses in paradise. They are of purity in their color, splendor, and brightness.
Okay, it says there in Arabic, يَطْمُثَهُنْ, what At-Tabata'i said about At-Tamth, making them lose their virginity. They will not bleed. Are they the one who don't bleed when you have sex with them? Are they creatures like us, or they are not?
They are creatures, but they are not human creatures.
So why they are losing their hymen when you have sex with them? They have a hymen in their vagina. They have a vagina. Let us make it simple. Excuse me, ladies, if you don't like to hear this, mute us or leave. The man have a penis. You go to heaven, you have a penis. Do this creature have a vagina like the vagina of the women or not?
Yes.
How you know?
Because it is stated that the believers will have intercourse with them.
So what? You can have intercourse with the window if you want. Intercourse is to put things inside something. How you know this is a vagina like the women vagina? Because she is a woman, and you are being hypocrite.
So is your argument that God is creating human beings separate from the normal human beings, and these human beings only exist in paradise while these human beings exist
I'm
on
not
earth?
saying anything of that. It's you who's saying there are different creatures. I am saying that your
Yes,
God,
I'm saying that there
your
are different
God,
types
your
of creatures
God,
that God creates
your
for different
God,
purposes in
your
different realms
God.
of the world.
Listen, my friend, your God, He created a human, have nothing to do with you. You never met them. Just to abuse them. They will be for eternity serving you. Is that right?
Now, who said anything about abuse?
Well, it's abused. Do you like to be a master or a servant? Which one you like? Tell me. Be honest.
What I'm asking you is, how is it
Don't
abuse?
change the
I'm not
topic.
asking you
Which
what I
one?
prefer.
Which one you like to be? You said this is not abuse. Which one you like to be? The master or the servant? I'm sitting now. I sit in my couch or my table or my bed, and there's somebody. His job is to do my command, bring me food, bring me coffee, cook, clean dishes. I do nothing. Who is the one is abused here?
Again, you have to prove that there's abuse happening here,
Well,
right? So let me
well,
ask
they
you
are
this. Let me
abused. They
ask
are
you this.
being
Hold
abused.
on, hold
They
on.
are servant for
Hold on.
eternity. What is their
For
job?
what purpose did God create the animals? Was it not to serve the
So
human
are you?
beings? For
So
what purpose,
are
for what
they?
purpose did
If
God
they are
create the
any,
angels?
if they are animals, then how you can have sex with them? If they are
For
animals,
what?
how they can
You're
live with
interrupting
you?
me.
Listen, yeah, because even in Arabic it says لا ينزفون. Those غلمان, they will not bleed.
This is why I asked the question that I asked in the beginning, which you never answered, which was, is it wrong for God to create a creature whose purpose is to serve other creatures?
This is
Now,
not
if
a
you're going to
creature.
say that,
Those are
if you're
those
going
are
to
a
say
human
that's
being.
wrong,
Those are a human being. Those are a
if
human
you're
being.
going to say that's wrong,
Listen, those
you
are
need
a
to provide
human.
evidence
Those
for
are a
that.
human being. They never did something wrong. Those are not. They never met you. They never live in the earth. They are created just to be abused. If I am living in this earth and I have a servant, I say, hey guys, I have a medical condition. Who wanna come and work for me as a servant? I will pay you. Well, there's an exchange. He agree. I pay him. That's not an abuse. But those people who Allah created them is just to be screwed, literally, sexually, and to be serving you to make you happy. The whole purpose of their exist. They are not chicken. Those are not chicken. It's not a chicken you eat. Those are human.
Again,
Do those women speak Arabic?
I have no idea what language the people of paradise will speak.
No, no, the language of paradise. Your prophet is very confused. Sometimes he say Aramaic, sometimes he say Arabic. So what I'm asking you, do you speak to those creatures, the one you are talking about? Do you speak to them in heaven?
Again, I don't know what language the creatures of paradise will speak.
That doesn't matter. Do you speak to them?
Do we speak to them here on earth? No.
No.
Will we
I'm
speak to
talking
them in
in heaven.
paradise? Yes. And I don't know what language we'll speak in paradise.
I'm asking you in heaven.
Yes, we'll speak to them in heaven, but I
Okay.
can't tell you if it'll
So
be in Arabic
if they
or
are
English or
not,
any
if
other
they
language.
are not a human, you're speaking to who?
Can you speak to an angel?
Ah, okay. No, even the
And this
angels.
is what I'm saying.
Even
So
the angels in Islam, when they speak to you, they speak as a human. Your God, whenever He send an angel, He come as a human.
Not necessarily.
Okay, listen. According to the Muslim Sunni, the Muhammad, he said in the hadith that those are females and they are women, and you can see the marrow of their bones. What do you say about what the Muslim Sunni says about this? Do you reject it?
I have not heard anything to that effect in Shia sources, but
do you reject such a thing? Does it sound funny? It says clearly that they are female, they are women, and you can see the marrow of their bones.
that does sound odd.
What do you
But
mean? What do you
like I
mean?
said,
What the word odd mean? I don't know. My English is not my first
odd
language.
is like strange.
Strange, but doesn't sound stupid.
On the face of it, yes. I would have to ask a Sunni what he
Thank you
thinks
very
that means
much.
if he
But
takes
this is
it,
what the
if he
Shia
takes it
teach.
literally.
This is what the Shia teach. This is your book. Here we go. I will post the link for you. This is your Shia book. Describe them as women. Open the link. Guys, can you see the link or it's not showing in the chat? Is the link showing? All right. You can open the link if you don't know Arabic. This is the Shia library. Use Google translation. It says exactly what you said. It's silly and stupid. And it says exactly as Muhammad described them. Even they will wear 70 dress, yet you can see through her body. And she is a female. And the one who said that is Al-Imam al-Sadiq. So this is what the Shia they do. They practice taqiyya in every speech. Let us lie to the enemies and let us fool them and let us deny what they are saying. And as long you are a Shia, you know, not only you abuse females in heaven and servant, you abuse the children. Isn't it you, Shia?
Do you not see how this very image that you sent literally contradicts your claim that they're human women?
How that? It says clearly that they are women.
What does it say she was created from?
It says created from what? You tell me. Tell me, created from what?
It says she was created from perfume. She is not afflicted with any
She is
defects, does not
created
have any
from
blemishes.
perfume. She
does not menstruate. She does not menstruate.
Listen. In the page I gave you, it says she is created from perfume. Hello?
Yes. Read lower down in the narration.
Okay, where it says they are created from perfume, I'm reading. Where?
When they ask him the question, how can the Hori be a virgin and everything if her husband has intercourse with her?
Okay, can you read the translation for us so we can laugh together?
And just to be clear, this is the translation you told me to use.
So
You said
this is
put it into
Google.
Google Translate.
There's no perfume here. He's saying there how come those
It says because she was created.
Look
from
how
perfume,
silly
she
look
is
how
not
silly
afflicted
your
with any
religion is.
defect.
So they ask Al-Imam al-Sadiq فكيف تكون الحوراء في كل ما أتاها زوجها عذراء? How she will be stay virgin each time he F her and nothing change in her? There's nothing about perfume. So it says there, each time you do boom boom with her, Allah will make her a virgin again. There's no perfume there. And this is a very silly religion. Why you are going?
Before he says she's not afflicted with any defect, what does he say?
Exactly. She stay the same, which means you have sex now. Because if you have sex with a female for those Muslims, and she lost her virginity, she is not perfect no more. So Allah will put his finger there and fix her vagina, and he make her virgin again, which is a cheating, because she is not virgin. What the point of putting this skin there? Very silly religion.
Where does it say anything about God putting his finger there?
Well, what he put his tongue?
Where does it say any of this?
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say. You see, I don't lie. I'm saying to you, Allah, if it's a vagina, it's inside the vagina. Who is going to fix it? Allah. How he fix it? Why he's fixing it? Muslim, just to show you how evil Islam is, and you claim you are a Shia, supposedly you are better than the Sunni. Sunni believe that your prophet have sex with Aisha at the age of 6. Do you believe in that too?
No. And neither do Sunnis, by the way.
What do you mean neither the Sunni?
Sunnis say the marriage happened at 6 and the consummation happened 3 years later when she moved into his house at 9.
That's false. She moved way earlier, but he did not have intercourse with her until she is 9 years old. This is why.
So either way, your claim that he had intercourse at 6 is wrong.
Okay, if I have as a Shia, can I marry a child she is 4-month old or 2-month old for a Shia? Because Sunni they can.
in the sense that you can arrange a marriage, but the marriage
No,
cannot
I'm not talking arrange a
itself
marriage.
done.
I'm not talking about arrange a marriage. She is now your wife. You can kiss her, you can touch her, you can put your private part between her legs, even if she is a month old. Yes or no? Can you do the same as the Sunni? Or Shia don't?
No.
Well, here we go. This is your book.
Yes, I know what you're going
Listen,
to refer to. You're
listen.
going to refer to the
So why
Quran,
you
the
say?
Bible,
So why
maybe.
you say no? Why you say no? If this is what you are a Shia.
Because you don't know how ijtihad is done.
Don't tell me. This is your
No,
book.
no,
You
no,
are a
no, no,
Shia.
no.
You are following your
If you want me
imams.
to explain it, I will.
Okay, explain to the people here how in the world you can marry a child. She is an infant, and you can put your penis between her legs. Go ahead.
The way ijtihad works in Islam is something is halal unless there is explicit evidence that that specific act is forbidden. Now, in this case, what the narrators and the mujtahids also say is that nothing can be done if it would cause harm to a spouse. Therefore, yes, in a broad sense, in some completely absurd situation, when this would not cause harm, because it's not been explicitly prohibited by God, it could be permitted. But in the case it would cause harm, which pretty much covers every possible case of doing this, it is still forbidden, because causing harm to the spouse is wholesale forbidden regardless. The reason they have these rulings is usually because people ask them a question, and they say, well, what if, in this specific case, let's say it didn't cause harm to the spouse? And they answer, and they say, it would be permissible.
Thank you. Guys, his spouse is 1 week old, and he is saying it is okay. They asked the Imam if he can put his penis between her legs. He said, as long as this does not cause harm, what is the problem? She is your wife. Do you see what I'm talking about? And he agreed. He said, what the problem? She is your wife. She is he called the infant a spouse. Imagine how filthy this cult. A spouse. We are talking. I asked him about 1 month old, 2 weeks old, 1 week old, and they are marrying 1 week old infant, and they are allowing themselves to molest the child.
So let me just preface this with something. So you are a Christian, correct?
I don't know. I think I'm into sometime. I like beef. What kind of a question this question is? Why change the topic? What kind of a human being? What do you mean? They asked the Imam if we can have a sexual enjoyment with a child is 1 week old, and he said it's a permissible. What does that mean?
Can you show me where this is prohibited in Christian sources?
Well, the Bible says a man and a woman, not a man or a child. A man and a woman. Here it's clear. It says that you are having sex with a child, and you are saying to me, "Can you show me in your Bible?" Well, show me in my Bible where I can have. Listen.
No.
How in the be honest with yourself. If you have a little dignity, if somebody want to marry your child, she is a daughter of you. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just asking a question. You have a daughter. She is just born 5 days ago. A sheikh, he come to you, he says, I want to marry your daughter. You say to him, no problem, take her, she's your wife. You can put your penis between her legs, but please don't do intercourse. You say, I promise you, no intercourse. I will put my penis between her legs. Everybody heard you saying, you have no problem with that. Tell us why not. How come you Muslim lost your ethic? Even animals don't do that. You know, animals...
I stated...
You stated that already, and the book explain it. The book says, let me read for you. I post the link. Everybody can open. It says, issue number 12. It is not permissible for to F the women, the wife, not the women, before the age of 9. Regardless if it is effing, continue effing, or like from time to time. However, all kind of enjoyment, like sexual touch, hugs, and putting your penis between her legs, it is permissible, and there's no issue with it, even if she is an infant. And if he effed her, before the age of 9, there's no problem. So do it, even if you do it.
So again, as I said, the prohibition of causing harm is the overarching
What harm?
issue
You are
here.
harming a child. She's a
No,
child, my
you're not
friend. What's wrong
listening.
with you? Listen. Don't waste my time. Like,
So then you agree this is prohibited under the ruling of preventing harm.
no. I'm not going to waste my time with the pervert. You are a pervert like your prophet. Just go. He's saying there's no harm. Can you believe it?
Insane, man, insane.
Yes, Biyani?
Beanie, not biryani.
Biyani.
How are you, brother?
Beanie, sorry. My English is not good.
That's okay. I understand.
What do you think what this guy said? Don't you think this is disgusting, filthy cult?
Insane, bro.
It's
truly insane.
I will cut my private part before I do such a thing. I will shoot myself before doing such a thing.
Be real quick. I'm Christ Saint Santana. This is not a voice changer. I just, hit puberty a little younger. But back to what we were saying. Yes, Christian Prince, it is sick. I don't know what kind of religion would even stand for that unless it's man-made because, excuse me, sorry. Look, me personally, looking at Islam, right, it really does appeal to a lot of human desires. Not saying that Christianity is not either, but when it gets to the degree of lust in that manner, to the point I'm gonna have 72 virgins, come on, bro. That's just ridiculous. But even then, I do have a question to ask. I am Christian, by the way, but it's a question that it doesn't really rattle my faith, but it's more of I just cannot put my finger on it, if you know what I mean. So is it cool if I ask?
Okay, go ahead.
Got you. So I don't remember the exact verse. I can definitely search it up right now. But pretty much, you probably know because you're clearly well versed. But where is it at? So pretty much it's talking about the age of when someone in the Bible had served. I forgot exactly what it where it's at, but that's the only thing that is kind of unclear to me. If you know what I'm talking about.
The is what?
So in the Bible, I forgot where it's exactly at. It specifies the time someone had ruled, right? It says one time here and then one time there. Yeah, 22 or 43, yeah, AO or King's Isaiah, something like that. But I was just curious, do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not catching. You see, English is not my first language, and I'm not really catching even what the question is. If you can if you can find the verse and come back to me. However, my friend, the Bible is so clear that sin is forbidden, and the wage of sin is death. And the Bible, when God He gave the 10 Commandments, do you remember any of them?
Of course.
Okay.
Do not lie. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not. Pretty much.
Yeah. So God's commandment is so clear about sexual morality or immorality too. So you don't go after women who they are not yours. You don't drive yourself into lust, and all those things are connected. If I cheat, then I don't mind to fornicate, because fornication is a form of a cheating, because you are a person who is not in love with one person. Let's say you are not even a Christian. You are just a human being, live in the jungle. So a human being, when he sleep with multi women, he's a cheating. Why? Because he is not in love with one female, so he is not loyal. There's no loyalty. So Christianity and the Bible against a person who is not loyal. Number one, loyalty is to God. And in order to be loyal to God is to do His will. That's why Jesus says, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do His will. And what His will? We go back to the 10 Commandments. And then we will find that those 10 Commandments, they lead us into fighting temptation, fighting evil, staying away from evil. Why people kill? For the sake of a property, or for the sake of money, or for the sake of sex. It have to be one of them. Or maybe hatred. You shall not steal. Why people steal? Because somebody is tempted to be evil and to take something don't belong to him. Why people lie? Because simply they are doing shameful act. We lie when we don't want people to know what we just did because it's shameful. We will not bear false witness. Why? Why people bear false? Because they want to get a benefit from it, either to harm somebody or to get paid or etc. So all the 10 Commandments is about what? Is about you staying decent. This is the whole message of the Bible. So we don't have a pervert sexual promises. This is why Jesus said he and she in heaven, they ask him, this woman, she marry many husbands. Who is going to be the one who have her? He said he and she, they will not get, she got not married. They will be the same as angels. And that made us human. All of us are human, as women and male and female, equal in heaven. Not like in Islam, the female, she is a sex object, and the male is the one who dominates, and he controls them, and he is just a rooster with 1,000 of a chicken. So we need to understand, there's no way in the Bible, like when, as an example, when David, he did send a man to go to war so he can take his wife. You know the story?
Yes, I remember. Yes.
Okay, did God condemn him or he blessed him?
I actually don't. That specific section, I do not recall enough.
God condemned him, and even he destroyed his family. Even his son died. So the Bible is so clear about doing, even to David. I mean, David is a very important figure in the history of Israel. To the point that when the Bible is, when the disciples they speak about Jesus is being born by flesh, they go all the way back to David. This is how important he is. However, the Messiah himself, he said it clearly, I am the Lord of David. Like they asked him, he asked the Jews, what do you say of the Messiah? They said, well, he is the son of David. He said, then why David call him Lord if he is his son? So David himself was condemned when he do an act in his glory as the most powerful king in his time. His army would stretch all the way, massive land, richness, wealth. But that does not make him special for God. He was condemned and he was punished severely. That is the Bible. In the Quran is the opposite. Muhammad the pervert, he teach pervert, he act pervert. Allah, he says to him, do more. And he gave him verses promoting him to do more pervert act. Do you see the difference?
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right. Well, my brothers, sorry, I have to go soon.
Wait. I'm able to ask one more question. So I have the verses now, so I can
later. My brother, I need to go.
Oh, you have to go?
I need to go because I have an appointment. I need to go and meet those people. And actually, I will be late now. By the time I dress up and get out, it's going to be late. Anyway, we are here every day.
Can I ask my question? I was in the queue.
My friend, I just said to this gentleman who was before you, I'm leaving. Okay, I will try to come back at night. And you can, Bini, you can post the verse. What verse you are talking about? Just to
real quick, it is it's a translation error I'm starting to see.
Okay.
But Second Chronicles 22:2. Isaiah was 42 years old when he began his reign. When he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem.
No need to continue the question. Let me answer you fast. There's a two count. There's a count when he became a leader for real, and a count when he is not, which means he became a king when he was immature. So you cannot be a king if you are under the age. So the one who was the king at that time is his mother. She is in charge. So he become a king when he is young, but the fact he's not ruling. This is the difference. All right. So the
that's actually really good.
All right. So guys, I have to go. Sorry, I apologize. And Ante will see you soon again. May the Lord bless you. And we are happy for the two Muslims who left Islam. And the Shia, thank you very much for teaching us about how pervert Muhammad is and trying to explain to us that you can be a pervert and you are blessed by Allah. Well, let me tell you something. You are doomed. That is not a blessing. Thank you. God bless you. And this is your brother Christian Prince was serving you humbly for today. God is good. So is Jesus. Ameen. And Muhammad is a doom and dooming people with him. Take care.